episode number 7 of the Can We Talk podcast. I have my co-host, Reverend Brown.
Hello.
And Brittany Hill.
Hey.
And I guess you guys were right. I don't. Can I? Do I admit to it here?
You admit to it now. Now. Okay, I wanted to record.
First of all, before we jump into us being right, let's first back up and talk about how we're doing, because that's what got you wrong last week. You didn't ask us how our week was.
Preach.
Okay.
Preach.
So let's not make the same mistake twice.
Okay.
Matter of fact, let's switch it up this time. Let me ask, how y'all doing this week? How's y'all week been? Let's go ahead and start with you, Raven. How's your week been this week?
Oh man, y'all guys, if I told you how my week was, y'all would just think that I would probably be in a mental hospital. But I had a few friends that had a mental breakdown. I'm glad that I was there to support them and be there for them, because everybody needs support, and I feel like
absolutely.
I feel like recently that I've realized recently that I haven't had that support from a lot of my close friends and family members. I know that they know what's going on with me, so it's kind of been hard for me
absolutely
to kind of like recuperate. Other than that, it felt great to help my friends get through it. I think I just have a way of speaking to people, and it's like I think honestly it's a gift from God, knowing that I can talk to someone and be there for someone, and then when the next day or the next hour they're feeling better. Other than that, I just been dealing with a lot of lesbian drama.
Lord,
it's been much. It's different for me because it's new for me. You know what I mean? But I deal with every relationship how I always deal with every relationship. It doesn't matter if you're lesbian, or it doesn't matter if you're straight. It doesn't matter if you're bi. You should be able to respect the other person's time and give them personal time if they ask for personal time. And that's kind of what I've been struggling with. Asking them for personal time. I shouldn't have to ask you for personal space. You know what I mean? You should just be able to be like, okay, she needs personal space, so let me give that to her and not bother her. But it's been a struggle. So, but how are you doing? How are you doing?
Whew, it's a lot to follow. No, just kidding. I agree with you. I think this week something's just been off. Like I feel like I haven't quite been myself. Kind of emotional, feeling away. I know that I also kind of like you, Raven. So I feel like you hit it. At moments I feel like I try to be such like the best friend I can be to every single friend that I have. If something's going on, I want to be supportive. I want to be there. If something's highs, lows, everything in between.
Yeah.
And at moments, I do feel like, I'm usually the strong friend, but it's kind of like that saying, check on your strong friends too. And I think that you can kind of tell when something's a little off. So I feel like I do have friends that, will check in, and then, but sometimes, you need people to check on you. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as just like you, I feel like I've lacked, sometimes it's not easy to always say, I'm having a hard day. Like, you just don't come out with somebody and say, I'm having a hard day. But it's easier if you check on, if somebody checked on you, then you could be like, oh yeah, it's rough today. It's hard to just come out with it, So that's why for me, I try to pay attention to when I notice when my friends are off. Like I have one of my good friends, if she doesn't text back like she normally does, I'm like, hey, you good? Because I know that that's not like her. You know what I'm saying? So just little things like that. So I feel like, it's just been it's emotionally, it's just been a rough week.
Relating to that, sorry, Calvin, I found this little thing. It says, you hate when people see you cry because you want to be the strong girl at the same time. So you hate how nobody knows how torn apart and broken you are.
That's it.
And that's kind of, that's
like
just me.
That like sums up this week for me.
Exactly.
It's been.
And Calvin, how are you?
I mean, now, since y'all have told me that shit, Jesus Christ. It's been
tears.
But we're gonna bring it back up, like so y'all know, like this whole podcast is not gonna be like, we're not gonna stay there. We get it out. It's good to get it out, talk about it, but we're gonna bring it back up in a minute, y'all. Okay, go right ahead, Calvin.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a weird week. I mean, I sympathize with what both of you guys said.
Yeah.
For me, it's a credit thing. Like, I don't do things for credit, but it's sometimes it feels great to just be told, like, yo, you did that. Like, you're that.
Or feel appreciated.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure, because
that's
I
all
put
that
a
I
lot of
want.
work in. I put in a lot of work in,
Yeah.
like in different like atmospheres and different situations. Like, I create a lot, and just to have people just take what you do and
Yeah.
use it and don't give you anything back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it sucks, but you know when
I
it's
think like just adding on to that, I think with the job and with what you do, like sometimes it's expected, but then sometimes it just hits a little bit different. Like, come on,
Like,
appreciate me, give me my
Sometimes you just want
respect,
someone to
give me
call
my
you.
I feel
credit.
different than that.
I just want someone to
You feel
call me and
different
say,
than that?
"Hey, are you
What do you mean?
okay?"
No, I'm not even talking about just like a expressive friend thing. Like when I do things that's not expected. I do a lot of things that are not expected, especially in the city. Like I'm connected in the city in ways that I don't talk about because
Right.
I just
Because it's not
know.
for recognition.
It's not. I do a lot of
Yeah.
things for a lot of people, and I really don't. I don't expect no kind of like. I'm not a person who sits here and expects a post from a person or anything like that. But if you continue to do what I taught you to do and how the energy I brought to you, and use that, congratulations. Say something.
I honestly stopped
Absolutely.
living with expectations from people because you just get let down.
Absolutely.
I don't expect nothing from anybody.
Yeah, and you shouldn't. So, guys, if you're expecting people to do this and do that, or just anything, don't live with expectations. You're gonna get let down.
I had a conversation with my friend about that. Me and her, we had a conversation just about friendships and relationships and just ships in general. But when you put your expectations on other people, it just creates a way for you to get let down because you're always going to have higher expectations and set higher expectations. So, I was telling her, we were having a conversation, you just have to take people for who they are. Like what they show you, who they show you, that let them be them, because that's all they're gonna do is be them. When you start expecting just a little bit, I know I feel like it's a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
Because especially in your close group of friends, you want to encourage each other to grow. You know what I mean? You want the best. You see the best in people. You see the potential in people, and you want them to grow. But then at the same time, when they don't grow at your pace or to the expectation level that you think they should be at, then you can't allow that to upset you. You know what I'm saying? You leave room to hurt yourself because you're putting this expectation
And
on
you talking
somebody
about
else.
relationships or friendships?
I'm talking about both.
Okay, because like when it comes like I agree and I kind of disagree with that
Okay.
kind of premise, only because like anytime I want to elevate somebody, I don't expect the result from that person. Like I put myself around people who are not only receptive, I'm receptive as well. I receive information very well from people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So if I give it the same way, I don't expect you to use that information I gave you and elevate quickly enough for me to feel a certain way about it.
But in a relationship, you shouldn't expect anything because, like, expectation. Like, if you go on living like with expectations with friendships, relationships, or anything, it doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter if it's your mom, your sister, brother, whatever,
Friendship
your friend.
as well.
Like, you can't because you are going to be let down. Because I've
Absolutely.
lived through
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
I've
Like,
lived
that
through it. You know
that
what I mean?
ideal of being let down is what I'm pushing back. I'm not pushing back about the positive things. I'm talking about being
Let down?
Let down. Right. If you
So that
it's
means
not
we have
setting your
too much emotion involved into it.
No,
Don't you
that's
think
not
so?
what it means. I think that you should educate yourself what you're adding to a person.
Maybe we should change the way that we like.
It's not
instead
even
of-
it's not a wording thing. It's not an energy thing.
No, I'm not
It's
even saying
literally-
that. Like, instead of saying like I expect this, but maybe saying like, you know what, I don't know what I'm gonna get out of this, but I'm just happy that this person is okay.
That's what I was going to allude to as far as the overall
Okay.
expectation.
Okay, so I'm a little bit of the conversation that we were talking about is we have a friend that is not always okay. That keeps putting themselves in not the best situations. So we'll have these conversations and try to help them grow, and then it's like you still keep ending. So that's where the frustration
At
comes.
this
Oh,
point,
okay. I
with
thought we were
them,
talking
I
relationships
feel
or
like-
some kind of
so,
like
well,
you're talking about a friendship.
Yeah, friendship.
Honestly,
It's-
I feel like that at that specific point, if you did all that you could do,
Yeah.
then it's at that point where you're like, okay, I did all that I can do.
Right.
It's at that point where they actually need to seek somebody to, like, therapy or something, because you've helped them so much. But
right, and this is years worth of investing and the same mistakes continuing to happen, and then you feel like you're just constantly you're pouring out so much, you know what I'm saying? And so that's where the emotion comes in, you know what I'm saying? And then in the conversation that we were having, I was like, you've got to stop at sometimes you gotta take a step back, because if you're always there to catch this person or help them or push them, then they're not learning.
And honestly, that's kind of where I'm at. Where I'm at with one of my best friends.
Like you're, I
was talking about a whole different situation. So I was out of pocket if I was crazy, because like it sounded crazy in that kind of instant. I really was talking about relationship stuff, but you were talking about friendship,
I'm
saving somebody, trying to put somebody in a situation to succeed.
And so
is there any difference? You know what I mean?
But my friend keeps getting like, she just hurt, dang, like I'm trying, and I don't see how she's not getting it. But then it's also she's so emotionally
she don't want to get it because she's always being
right.
able to be catched.
And she's getting so emotionally. But I was like, when you get you're so emotionally involved in this, like it's taken away from time. Like you'll be upset and you can't sleep and you can't. That's taken away from time that you're spending with your family, your kids, your husband. Like you're wanting, you know what I'm saying? Just different stuff. Like it's pulling you. Like you're gonna have to like slowly like detach. You know what I'm saying?
Like I have a friend. We've been best friends for almost 3 years. She's a great person, and like she's always been this caring person that you like. If you could like you call on her, she would be there. But recently, she has been careless, and I know why. Like there's other things going on in her life, but that doesn't mean that you have to treat people be rude to them. You just, like it doesn't cost anything to be kind. I'll say it again. It doesn't cost anything to be kind, and like. Even like if you ask her a question like, hey Brittany, how are you doing? She'll just be like, I don't want to know. I don't care. And for me, like I'm a freaking sensitive person. That like hurts me, you know? Yeah. Like I just want to,
especially if she says that in a moment that you're not doing well.
Exactly. So for me, now I'm just kind of letting go. You know what? You're going to do you. And I'm going to let you fall. I'm going to be there at the end. Of course, I'm going to be there. I've always been there for you. But I'm going to be there like, I'm going to give you a little ounce of what, you know what I mean? I'm going to be there, but I'm not going to be there. You know what I mean? I'm going to watch. Yeah. But if there's anything, I'm not going to let you fall
almost
completely.
Love from a distance.
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to.
Because I need her to see that, that what she's doing is not okay. Yeah. It's not okay to everybody, I know that you're going through stuff because I'm going through stuff. Everybody's going through stuff.
Everybody's got something.
But that does not give you the right to be rude. It doesn't give you the right to not, notice other people around you that are, it just doesn't give you the right.
Yeah.
Especially knowing the person that you were before. Like, I know that you're better than that. You know what I mean? Right. So I'm just kind of stepping back and saying like, hey, I'm going to support you, but I'm not really going to support you because I've always been there for you. I've been there for her in the hospital. I've been there for her this, and this, and this, and that. But there comes a time and place where I need to step away. And this is helping me learn. Yeah,
that's what I'm about to say. It helps you grow and it helps you heal too. Because sometimes you've got to be selfish. Yeah.
It's hard
especially, for me. We're Pisces. We're fellow Pisces. We love to we love to love. We love to give. We want to be there, but sometimes for our own sake, because we can pour out so much, and we also need pouring into. Yeah. Sometimes we have to take a step back and be selfish and take care of us. Because if we're not here, then we can't take care of other people. We got to take care of us too, to be there for everybody else that we love. And I think
with Pisces and other people who are just very strong with like giving their time and giving
every other sign.
Exactly.
Every sign that exists.
I think it's hard because people just
not Scorpio.
Right?
Drake is not strong?
No.
Drake is a Scorpio?
Yeah.
Then he's probably got some toxic.
Drake, Drake, you could be toxic all you want to be.
He's toxic.
All right, guys, let's
switch gears?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's shift.
Okay. Me in a different light, at least. I know at the beginning of everything, I said I was right.
How does it feel to be right?
I gave you all the I said I was right, but you was right. But
We were right last week, guys. If y'all listen to our podcast,
say it again. Can I get it in a shirt, please?
Y'all was right on a t-shirt. And Calvin has to wear it every time we record our podcast.
Period.
that sounds crazy.
But yes, so for y'all that listened last week, Calvin forgot to ask us about our week. Mm-hmm. He said he did. He didn't.
Maybe I would have had a better week.
Who created the whole segment? Can I get who created the ideal of us asking?
It don't even
that?
matter, but you were wrong and we were right. That's all that matters.
We will.
At this point.
I'm Kevin Samuels right now.
We'll give you your credit at the end of the episode because right now is our moment. So you're not going to take our moment from us, okay? You're not. I like how you try to slide
Don't
it in.
try it. Don't try it, boo-boo.
We are going to shout you out. We appreciate you, Calvin. You are amazing.
You are.
We thank you for just everything that you brought together. However, in this moment,
tell them
we were right. Put it on a shirt.
I'm gonna make
anybody
shirts
out there
for us
that
next
makes
week.
shirts, I was gonna say anybody out there that listens that makes shirts, y'all can go ahead and make us a shirt. We'll go ahead and get our copies. Yeah, we appreciate that.
we want it big. You were right.
You can even point. Have the point
With the finger.
Point it
Yeah.
like this.
Finger brown be black. That's all I know. I don't want the white fingers.
But we were right, so that's all that matters. All right, so I see that Austin passed the bill for the camping in
Austin,
the
Texas.
Austin, Texas. Yeah, I know. But public places and homeless, I-35, going through a lot. So I've
I
actually,
think that's all together.
It is all together.
So I
Yeah,
actually
Austin sucks.
saw like the cops on Riverside moving some of the campsites.
So have you guys been downtown? Like, of course
Yes.
you've been in the streets.
Yeah.
I have. I saw. Like
So
it's-
you've seen more tents you've ever seen in your whole life,
that's
right?
where we used to park.
What did I say? I was like,
Like,
no,
that-
this
that-
was the spot.
that
Before
was
the
where we
lights,
used to park.
Before the lights, before the automated like pay thing, like that was where we parked.
That's when you get there early enough to get a spot
On
there.
Fifth Street?
Yep.
If not,
It
you
was
gonna
free.
park over there.
On 4th
Yep.
Street.
If-
On 4th Street.
If you
No,
don't,
in the on the pass cross from
right
the police
under the
department.
bridge, under
On
the
6th.
bridge.
So there's
6th and
also
7th.
there's also 5th Street where you go down. There was like a little grassy area,
We don't
dirt
talk,
area.
We're gonna talk about Fifth. There's a lot of streets we gotta talk about.
Yes,
Jesus Christ.
'cause
We
I
gotta
was
go
gonna
from
say,
six-
Y'all know I
If
love
you-
the streets.
if
Y'all know I know
if you
all
didn't-
about it.
If you didn't get downtown early enough to park under the bridge,
What caused?
you parked over
the
there
other side.
where Target is now. Like you parked on that side street. I was
Target.
like, what the hell?
What Target? What are you talking about?
There's
the
a
5th Street
Target there
Target?
in a Whole Foods.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about where you parked prior
Where
to
you
it being
used
there?
to.
Oh, okay.
Now
Yeah.
it's a
Not the
whole
lot.
building,
Okay.
y'all. And
Yeah,
an
it was a
apartment
whole lot.
The
complex.
side street. Remember
They
when it
better
was a
stop
side
playing with me.
street? Even before Faderfort and all that was
Yeah.
over there, that we used to park on that back street when you didn't make it downtown
So-
early enough.
My thing about it is, like, I feel like, why aren't we passing bills to get another shelter in place for the people? Because
No.
there are
So let's shut that all the way off. The people that are bringing tents and living here do not and are not from fucking Texas or Austin.
True.
All those people, or
From
not all of them, I
California.
won't say all of
These
them.
California
Not
people.
even that.
Everybody.
Every state. So that's something that's big. Is as far as what I was talking about. Like there was a law that was passed I had no idea about.
Mm-hmm.
It's your idea. You can camp in any public
Yeah.
domain in Texas with that bill. So
When
you
was that law passed? Do you know?
It
less
was
than a year
like-
ago.
Yeah.
It's less than a year ago. If not less than, just about a year ago. So any public place that's in Austin, or I wonder if it's an Austin thing or not, but like any public place within the central area, you can literally tent up wherever you want to. That shit just got passed to deny that now because you have people posting up on UT, which is a college campus. You have a plethora of homeless people literally on the same campus as all these young girls, young dudes, all this crazy shit. You know what I mean? So like, I'm so grateful that actually passed and went through. That's crazy. I never saw that many tents in my life, and I've lived around this area for my whole life.
So I didn't know till recently that it was not just homeless from here. I just thought
This is not
I thought
Austin.
Austin's homeless
No,
rate
that-
has
nope,
grown.
nope,
and
nope,
so
nope,
now they
nope.
were all up under the bridge.
Nope.
Like, so I didn't realize that until recently. I think my sister and I were having a conversation within the last week or so. and we were discussing
Nope.
it. So that, I didn't realize that.
No, there's no, because even growing up here, like even if you were homeless, there of course you have Seventh End of the street or whatever, you have the shelters and stuff like that, and they will give you lunches and stuff like that. There's other programs available now, but like hell no, like that was parking area availability. So if you think about it, right, prior to the pandemic, you could park there and
Right.
pay a fee. Do you think the state of Texas is okay with people living there for free?
Hell no.
Nope.
Texas wants their coins. Texas wants their coins. They're not giving up
Exactly.
no coins whatsoever. Not Texas.
Exactly.
Anybody
So
know how
you
Texas
think?
get down
So you
there?
really think that the law was going to always be in favor of people living there for free? When you
I
have
didn't
to
know what
park
the hell
there?
was going on, actually. I was so like, what the hell?
Hell
It-
no, Texas is not going to do that for long.
That
They
shit
did
wasn't
it.
gonna fly.
It was like a year and a half that it passed, and it was like, what the fuck? You can't even park here no more because people are living for free because the law was you can pitch a tent in any public setting
Listen, okay.
The law in Texas.
Okay.
in Texas.
All seriousness aside.
How did that even pass?
When I was driving down,
It passed because there's a bunch of liberals in the state of Austin, Texas. Like Austin is a very liberal place.
Yep.
Although this is a red state, Austin and the surrounding areas
Right.
is blue as fuck.
Austin.
The center of the center of
Houston.
Texas is blue.
not Georgetown.
Not Georgetown. Shot.
No, all seriousness,
Did we almost get close to
when I
flipping?
was, when
Yeah,
I was
they gonna
driving downtown,
change that shit
this
next
lady
year.
literally was sweeping outside of her tent. She had decorations, everything. I'm like, what is this? Lakefront property for tents?
No. We was on. I think we walked down 6th Street, and old dude was going home. He was like, "God bless you," and I was like, "Excuse me."
Listen, they don't play by them
God
tents.
bless who?
Okay.
I'm here to pray for you. He was like,
She
God
had
bless you,
de-
young brother. And I was like, oh, he said something. And I was just like,
Listen, they have
Excuse me?
decorations hung on I call it the lakefront tent property because
am I
she
on your
literally-
property? Can I
lakefront.
get shot on your property?
Where at?
her tent was cleaner than most people's apartment. She was literally sweeping up like this.
Where at downtown?
I'm not like where you see the bats at, like on Congress
The Bat
and,
Bridge,
and
yeah.
like Caesar Chavez. Like she literally was cleaning like this. She had decorations all outside,
Decorations?
and a welcome mat.
Shut up, Raven. I'm not gonna play with you.
I believe it. I'm telling
not
you.
finna play
I'm
with
not about to play with her.
The
Where
brother was well.
Where you get the bat from?
The brother was kind of
was clean,
dressed.
too.
He literally walked like I'm telling you. Ask your
You know
sister.
what? Forget this. I'm about to be homeless because I'm this close.
Living good?
This close.
They living good? No
Ask-
bills?
It's the lifestyle for me.
Ask your sister. We walked right past. He was like, "God bless, brother," and I was like, "Yeah." I didn't even know what to say. I just kept walking. Like, what do you mean? He walked
I'm
walked
fucking
past me to
deceased.
get home.
Y'all,
Well, he was
the funeral
like,
is tomorrow because I am deceased.
I
too much.
changed my whole perspective. I was like, all right,
Ooh,
so
Lord.
what do y'all have? What have y'all tapped into to try to figure this shit out? He walked past
well.
me, said, "Good,
But at
God
this
bless."
point, I don't know. It's looking really good to me because the rent prices, bill prices, it's looking real good to me by the lakefront property with the broomstick and the welcome mat. Okay,
I'm
and the
not
tent.
gonna play with the lakefront because she over there by the back. She by Lady Bird, so she got a whole lakefront.
That's her lake. That's her lake.
Y'all in the shaded area. Listen, she had it all made. But all jokes aside, we need to really come together with like a solution for this issue that's in
As
Austin.
far as the homeless people,
Exactly. Like
no,
we need. I feel like-
the issue isn't the homeless people. I promise you, it's
no,
not.
I know it's
think-
not the homeless people, but like I feel like if there was if there's another shelter in place, if there was something else.
That's not so. You're continuously asking for a problem to be solved that isn't Austin's problem, right? A lot of those homeless people, I like early on, like when we were like 15, 14, 13 years old, we're on 6th Street for whatever fucking reason. We see that and we're like, those are Austin's homeless people. And they were. They're not our homeless people
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah, a few of them
the
from
city
Detroit.
of Austin is like probably like top 3 of where you want to move to. And it's not for the homeless people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Austin did that in that push as far as getting people that have more value here. Now they're like, oh, that just sucks. Like our college kids can't be in UT and not pass a tent that has a homeless person in it, because you can literally, the law was you can post up any public place. If it's a park, it's a parking garage, it's anything that's public, you can park your tent there and be good to go. So you're talking about 40-year-old men who've been homeless for X amount of years around college students.
Speaking of, there was a kind of going there. There was this man in Georgetown that was caught at the park beside the recreation center. There was a kid. The kids are playing on the play escape. That I was recording on my phone. This man was caught standing there watching the kids jacking off yesterday. Yep. This lady recorded it, and
that's what I'm saying. Like, even like we're not far from Georgetown, but I grew up in Pflugerville, right? Mm-hmm. There are homeless people in Pflugerville now. You know what I mean? Even around, like, that was not the normal thing, but because the bus system that now is in place, a homeless person who is just, he doesn't give a fuck. Energy wise, he can go from anywhere to anywhere. So he can get dropped off in Round Rock. You watch him jack off? What the fuck's going on?
Did she say something to
she
him?
called the police. The police came.
Okay, good.
How quickly?
I don't know how quickly, but the police did come. So he's like peeping through. He's like all the way at the playscape, not in the car. He is at the playscape.
Try my child.
That's true.
If you
That's
want to.
traditional Eastern standards that have been
I will
pushed down
snatch
here.
you up. Let me stop.
And just-
That's a like. I have friends who are in New York. I have friends who are really, really out east. A dude jacking off on the subway is just avoid him. That's what it is.
Listen, not my child.
At the playground and the subway.
Not my child.
That's a tradition. That's why in New York.
Ain't no tradition. Not my child.
No. We're in the South. We grew up way different. I'm telling you, like people in the
I would
East.
snatch him up.
That shit
snatch him
happens.
out.
That shit happens.
What you said. I'm gonna come back to that. Go ahead, Calvin.
That shit that happens is a normal kind of instance, and you kind of grow up around that type of energy. When you are east, east.
Yes.
I was trying to be west.
But move it down south, and then move it back to the 90s, early 2000s. People now, so clearly it's on film, right? Somebody recorded it. Somebody would have knocked this dude out back in the day.
I would.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like it's so different nowadays. The first thing is pick up a phone. You know what I'm saying? I know you can. I know, if a black dude walked up to that white guy jacking off, we hit him, we probably gonna be the one going to jail. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but it's just crazy how times have changed. Like, back in even back in the day, like, back when we were kids, somebody else's, if Ray saw you out doing some stuff that you ain't got no business doing, he could cuss you out, tell your daddy, whatever. Like, that's just not the generation that we live in anymore.
It's not even like, I wish it was a generation.
Or the times.
I even wish it was a time. I think it is us now being at an age where the younger people have way more power than us.
That's a good perspective.
I think, like, even back then, like, you saw that as a young person probably, right?
Yeah.
But you really didn't know what was going on in those moments. You saw or heard someone do some bullshit and they fucked him up for it. But who was the person who really told him he did the bullshit?
But if you think about it too, and back in the day, so if we got caught out doing some business we didn't have to, and an adult came to us and snatched us up and told us, we also had respect for them. Nowadays, if you think about,
you have to earn respect, like, even from a child. Like,
but that's what I'm saying. If we tried to go snatch up a kid, these motherfuckers now will fight you back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like you see somebody. Oh, okay, sorry, Mr. So and so. Sorry, Mrs. So and so. You right? You know what I'm saying? It's not the same.
You think that though? I think we're so, like, we're not as removed as we think we are, because we think our time back in the day was so scripted. Because, like, I think I can't remember. It was some doctor. I don't know if it was a doctor or not, but he had a whole premise of, like, memory. Okay. He was like, if I do something to you and to me in the same moment, we will remember it completely different. Mm-hmm. We're both together. We're both looking forward.
That makes sense.
Some bullshit happens.
I feel like I've heard something similar to this.
And then he asks us questions, and we will completely not
tell
remember
two different stories.
Two different stories.
Right.
So how can we be so successful in remembering things when we all remembered it in a certain way and it looked that way? And I know people are like, well, I saw it happen. How trusting are you of, like, your memory and your own sight? If you've seen things that you probably shouldn't remember. Everyone has dreams. dreams that are super vivid and things like that. So like, I don't want to get into that, but like, I that's a question I always have for people. Like, how do you know that was the memory? And a lot of times, memories are brought back by pictures, right? So you bring me a picture of a time here, I can try to remember everything that happened around that, and it's easier because your mind is stored that in the back until you see that image, you see that carpet, you see that chair, you see that. Until you see that, that's when it comes back. How can that happen without a picture?
That's true.
How can you remember something without a picture? For what it is.
I think it also depends on the situation. I think traumatic experiences.
That's also a factor as well.
That will burn an image in you. You know what I'm saying?
But you won't, traditionally, unless you have therapy, you won't remember that until someone brings it back to you.
I had a traumatic experience happen to me when I was young, and you know, I had forgotten about it, and it wasn't until I was a teenager that it like came back, and I remembered what happened to me when I was 5. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I mean, I'm old, y'all. That was 20 years ago. Now I don't remember what it was that triggered, that brought back, you know, that specific. But
It could be anything.
I just don't know what it was specifically, you know. But it was a traumatic experience that I had, you know, shut off in my mind. But something triggered it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You probably have to, like, if you want to figure that out, you probably have to go to therapy or like hypnosis. You know what I mean?
No.
'Cause
I can't do no hypnosis.
I won't do that either. But
shit.
like,
I'm scared too.
I think that
I cannot be responsible for what happens when I'm unconscious.
Same when I'm drunk.
I just don't know what I'm capable of. So I
don't think us asking our parents and people that have been in those situations reflects
I
what
think
we
they're
remember.
the ones who try to hide it.
We're not talking about pedophiles
I
at this
know.
point.
I'm just saying. No.
We're done.
I'm just saying, like, it's not even like a situation like that. It could be any kind of situation.
Sorry, I felt some like, hold on. She said that, but with her chest. Say it with your chest, girl. She said that with her chest. It came from
You know
somewhere.
how those Lifetime movies? Who was it? Who usually is hiding it? The cousin,
Right there.
The uncle.
They was right there when it happened, right?
Auntie May, she was there. You know what I mean? So you.
She was there.
Yeah,
So I'm not talking about personal, but I'm talking
definitely getting out of
about
that.
like movies and you know why. So.
Yeah, I'm getting out of that real quick. I try to.
All right, let's jump out of that. What's next?
But yeah, Austin is definitely switching the style up. They got some stuff going on.
And I think that I like you're Georgetown, you're East Austin, but
No, I'm 5 minutes from you.
I know I'm not saying that you're right there now, but you're from East
I
Austin
used
area.
to be. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
2-4.
2-4, 2-6, 2-1, 2-3.
2-6 doesn't exist. Like, you're talking about like a 2-6.
That's us, Georgetown.
I was like 2-6. Where's that at?
I grew up in the country.
2-6 in there.
I like to
He
call
said that
myself
doesn't
country
exist.
hood.
2-6 and 2-8 do exist, okay? 786 2-6.
And the trenches of Georgetown?
786 2-8. We got the east side. The east side of the
East side
highway is
turned to
2-6.
The racist side, the racist side, and then the where y'all at?
We was on 2-6. We 2-6. Matter of fact, I grew up in I spent most of my time in Jonah, to be
She's like,
honest.
I'm still growing up now. What the fuck?
I spent most of my time. I didn't even fuck with Georgetown like that. I was out in the country in Jonah on some land, minding my business. Okay, I'm minding my business. Calvin called me out, y'all. I was going out to 2-1, 2-3, 2-6. I slid 2-6 in there. Calvin said, "What the fuck? 2-6 don't exist." Y'all see how he did that? I tried to slide it in the middle of Austin. Yeah, he didn't even let us make it. He did not let Georgetown make it.
Georgetown's probably one of my worst experienced cities ever.
Well, let me tell you what you are gonna get. You gonna put some respect on our name when we talk about basketball from '99 to 04. Georgetown did the damn thing.
When I was
5A,
playing, when we was playing,
district champs. We could not be
the
stopped.
district is not the same. You remember district champs it used to be the certain schools. That shit don't even
just
exist
sipping
anymore.
on my tea over
right?
here.
Your school
I'm
is
just
40
sipping
other
on my
schools
tea
now.
because Maynard wasn't shit
I know,
back then.
right?
So I'm just sipping sipping on the tea. Maida wasn't shit back then, so I'm just sipping on the tea.
We couldn't be fucked with.
They used to brag, distant champs, district champs. Oh, we did that, and the district doesn't exist. Like, your school's not even big enough to be in the district anymore.
That is funny. That's funny. All right, so shifting into the next topic.
I want to talk about podcasting and friendships.
I was gonna see where exactly did you want to go with that?
I wanted to talk some shit with the person who's supposed to be on here.
Oh, okay.
But no shit talking to her. But as far as the original setup of the podcast, I don't think you even know what the name. I don't even know what the name was.
Hi, my name is Raven. I'm a shit talker.
Oh, that's what happened.
No, I want to talk about the original name.
Okay.
Do you remember what the?
Calvin, I don't even know. I don't even remember my name in the morning.
First of all, no, I don't know. I was gonna talk some shit.
Do you remember the name? You don't
No,
even know the name.
I don't.
Do you know the name?
Yes.
What's the name? Huh? No, you gotta come in.
Here.
Come in. Come on.
Give
come
her
on,
a mic. Give her a mic.
Come.
Robin.
You can use either mic. You want to use mic? I like that.
This is too much.
What was the name of the podcast previously?
Sometimes we talk, sometimes we eat. Or did I get it backwards?
Sometimes we eat, sometimes we talk.
I take it, I knew it.
So it's sometimes we eat, sometimes we
The
talk.
original podcast name was Sometimes We Eat, Sometimes We Talk. And then it changed throughout the process of the original movement. Which you know the original movement. I don't know why you're trying to be scarce with your words.
Calvin, I don't remember nothing.
So fuck it then.
I remember, but now I remember.
Now?
But I don't remember a lot of things, okay? Most of the time, I'm just in La La Land, okay?
So I want to ask you guys this question as far as podcasting goes. Has it changed the conversations you have with other people?
Like podcasting?
Not you doing the podcast, but the ability to have them speak what they want to speak on different platforms.
So it's kind of funny because I went over to my cousin's house this past weekend, and a couple of our friends were over there, and they were like, "Let's listen to the podcast," right? So this past week's episode hadn't been uploaded yet, so we listened to the week before, the sex talk, right? So it played like literally. So we probably only watched 30 minutes of the podcast. However, it was over a 2-hour span, because every time we would play and the question would be asked, they would pause it, and then they'd want to have the conversation about the question that we talked about on the podcast. And then we would press play, listen to what we talked. So finally it was like, okay, one of my homeboys was like, let them answer first, and then we can talk about it. So it became a play, 5 minutes, we talk. 30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Play, 5 minutes, we talk.
How'd you listen to it?
Let's talk about sex, baby.
We listened to it on YouTube. It was on the TV. We put it on YouTube.
You should focus more on the streaming sites.
YouTube
is literally just for the 30 people who consistently want to see a visual.
It was because when I got there, they were already listening to music on YouTube,
okay.
So they just put on the podcast. But then after, so we are having this discussion, and then they're like, "We should start a podcast."
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What does that look? What would that look like for you guys? Like if you guys created one.
This.
It could be. I have no idea.
I honestly,
I have no idea. But they were like, "Let them know you're going to be on 2 podcasts."
For me, like a podcast, like would honestly, like what I say, I mean, honest, would be this. Like I want something where it's honest, where I can have this as an outlook. Because I mean, I don't do therapy anymore right now. Like, you know, with the pandemic going on, like it was hard to get back into therapy. But now, because I like to do face-to-face therapy, I don't want to be on the internet doing therapy. But now, like this is like y'all have unbiased opinions, and y'all have great advice. You know what I mean? I take your advice. I hope y'all know this. I take your advice seriously, and like honestly, that's what my podcast will look like.
Yeah, I like the genuine conversation. You know, I feel like all of us in this room are very open and receptive to other people, and I think that I love the good dialogue. So if it would be, and if I think if you were saying what it would look like, I would just want it to be genuine, would want it to be organic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Open to other people, because everybody's different. Like you told me before, everybody has a story to tell. So being open to listen, being open to, expressing, living in your truth, and knowing that in this room there's absolutely no judgment regardless to anything that we're saying, and I love that about what we have too, because I feel like, when you speak your truth, when you live in your truth, when you share your experiences, there's other people that may not have the courage to actually admit or say, some of the things that we've said that we've experienced, or it's almost like what they say: if you help one person, then you've done your job.
Exactly.
So I like the organic and the realness and the being open, and like you said, Raven, taking heed to what each other's saying, not just getting on here just talking, and sometimes we have to address serious situations. Sometimes we have to face things that we may not wanted to face, or may not even realize that we had to face, and getting an outside perspective, thinking outside our normal thought process, and thinking, oh, I never thought of it like that. She has a good point, I like that we're able to do that.
And at the end of the day, me and Brittany are always right.
We are right. Just like last week. Y'all need to run that back, Turbo.
Hell the fuck no. No, seriously, like, it has just been, honestly, this has helped me through a lot. It has helped me through a lot of situations where being patient with people, listening to people, because, I used to have a problem, like, I'm gonna be honest, I used to have a problem with, like, talking over people in an argument, and I've learned that I need to just kind of step back and listen to people, what they have to say. So it's helped me to do that, and I've become a great listener. To my friends, to my family, to other people that I don't even know, and it's helped me to help them, get through things. And like, they're like, oh wait, you have such a calming voice, you have such this and this and that, like, how do you learn how to do that? I'm just like, I don't know. But then when I'm thinking about it, it's like, we kind of do that here, like, the podcast, we do that, like, we listen to each other, we make sure like everything is okay within our days, and then, even though we have our personal opinions, we still support each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a great avenue.
We agree to disagree about Kevin Samuels, and we kept it moving. I mean, that was it got heated a little bit, but we kept it moving, and you see, we all made it back today. Still love, no animosity, even though we agreed to disagree last week.
Even though we agreed to be right. Period. I'm just kidding.
So what about you, Calvin? Do you feel like, since you created the podcast, even before our group has come about, and when back when you initially started the podcast, do you feel like it changes the dynamic of the conversation that you have, or affects your friendship in any type of way? That can be a two different part question.
I mean, as far as the dynamic goes, like, I'll even tell you guys personal conversations I've had with each of you behind the scenes a long time ago. I think that I know Raven came on when it was a bit of a transition. Kay was, who was my second co-host I've ever had. I've been doing this for over almost 2 years now. I need Raven to make it. You all right?
Yeah, I'm just chewing ice. I don't want to get on the mic chewing ice and crunching. So I always go like this because I have to chew ice. I'm anemic.
Wouldn't that mean? Never mind.
I'm sorry. I'll put my ice down. I love chewing ice. It's my favorite snack.
When it was second times around, it was me and Kay and Crystal at the time, and that is what it was.
So that was the first time?
No. So the original show was the Can We Talk?
Sometimes
we talk, sometimes we eat.
It was one of those ways.
Most of the time we want to eat.
And that's exactly what I had to walk away from that kind of idea, because like people really just wanted to come eat and talk about some shit, get a free meal.
Now you gotta come and get food
and talk. But that I want to dive into that original like 6 Hasiba was supposed to be the guest for today. It
So
just didn't
she
work
was one
out.
of the originals?
She's one of the original 6.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to like dive into that originally, but you know, she's dealing with some things as far as like the hell that happened like 3 weeks ago. Cars got damaged on a high level and stuff like that. But second stint, it was a weird vibe. It wasn't.
Who was the second two?
It was me and KK, and Crystal.
Okay.
Crystal's someone that we both work with. Crystal's one of your close
I
friends.
miss you, Crystal. I do miss her. I love her.
I mean, I
I
still.
didn't even realize that. So I thought Raven was from the beginning. I thought you started from the bottom and you still here.
Nah,
Shit,
I'm here.
And you still here.
Okay,
mean, she-
Drake.
I mean, she definitely
No, I'm
did.
theatrical.
You know, she definitely did start because,
Okay.
like, I think there was a transition that I couldn't feel like with true conversation and the fact that she was like, "I'm ready. Let's do this."
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
So when I came on, I originally was a guest, and I was like, man, this is actually great. I've actually been on another person's podcast that wasn't the Can We Talk podcast, and I think it was like True Social. I don't even remember. But anyways, Emily's podcast, and I was like, this is actually
does that still
wonderful.
exist?
It does. I was like still talking. I was like, oh my god, this is great. I get to talk, and nobody's trying to tell me like be quiet because I talk a lot.
Me too.
And then after I left the show, and I was like, man, you know what? I don't even know if he needs another co-host. I know that I need to reach out and at least try to be here because I feel like this is my calling.
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
You know, and after that, I was like, hey, I'm your another co-host. I'm your
So
co-host.
that's so funny.
So that's how I got started.
So you said you can tell the difference in from when we first started to now.
yeah,
with both of us.
1,000%. So, I don't. It sounds creepy when I say it out loud. Like I listen to vocals a lot. Like I have my headphones in, not those kind of vocals. I don't want to hear none of that. The less of that, the easier for me.
Back up on
Just kidding. Go ahead.
The less of that is easier for me. But just hearing
Period.
back vocals, because I think you was on the episode as far as the transition goes. Like she was. It's weird because like there's so many episodes that are out there in the universe that I've just cut. I'm just like, nah, we're not doing that no more. That's no longer exists.
So you see the growth in it. That's what you're saying. Okay.
1,000%. And even that episode when me, UK, Crystal, like that was a great transition period that we had. And then it was just me and her, and we was doing whatever.
Right.
And Crystal was still involved, and whatever happened, I don't want to talk about it. Don't say shit.
I'm not.
Okay, cool. I don't want to talk about that. And you know, me and her were just trying to figure some shit out. We were
Right,
doing
right.
we were doing videos. We were doing different audios, different pieces
I was about
of
to start
equipment.
juggling, y'all. I was about to start juggling.
We were trying to figure out different kinds of equipment to use. I was like, "Yo, just can you talk?
We
Just
really
talk."
was.
Just talk.
We needed help, y'all.
And then the pandemic happened, and it was just like, fuck. Like we tried to do some things that are on audio, on what was the shit?
Don't ask me about anything
Keeps,
technology.
not only keeps, but like just trying to do it virtually. It's just a bunch of bullshit, like back and forth, trying to record audio.
We tried it virtually.
Was that
We're
a
just
It
trying
was
new
so
things,
much work.
y'all.
It was a mess.
Every episode was just like, this is our first time doing it. Let's try.
It was just a lot of just
So y'all was
transition
just throwing
period.
some
So-
shit in a bucket.
But
Trying to
this
see what you
feels
can
right. You know what I mean? It feels right. It feels right.
I feel like it's gone by fast. I can't. This is episode 7,
7.
right? Like I feel it's
We're almost at 2 months.
We're almost at 2 months. Like I feel like
Stop. Get me out of here.
yeah, like like you said, it feels good. I don't know how you feel like. So going when you first had me on as a guest.
That's what I'm saying. Like that's why
fast forward
I don't
from
want to
then.
be called a weirdo.
No,
just
you're
because
not. Like,
I just listen to audio.
Yeah.
But like I heard the tone. So I actually put you two together tone wise, and I let you guys just talk together on a whole track. So you talk. We weren't together.
Right.
Right. I just let you talk how you talk. I let you talk how you talk, and I just left it on the track.
Oh, really?
And I just let you guys talk through
so
the whole thing.
you listen to both of us,
at,
like
at the same time. from the episode that we have.
You have like a gift, Calvin. You
It
don't even
really
know.
is.
Like,
Yeah, it's not weird at all. It's like very, very special
I
and
think
unique.
my voice sounds like acid.
No, it
even know.
doesn't. It, from an audio standpoint, like I listen to you
Don't
guys.
give me
and I listen-
confidence.
Waves. There's
So you were able to pick up on tones, pick up on personalities, and put these two voices together.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? You had already kind of formed this podcast before you created this podcast.
This is once again like when I come to this podcast. This is Raven was my third host.
Okay.
She was my third host that I ever had. It's just a consistent kind of basis.
Right.
And me and her have been doing it for a long time. We've done some shitty content. Like, it's just shitty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I literally mixed you guys together. Like, that's literally what happened. I mixed you guys together. I was like, the tone matches my ear. Like, I like the
way-
conversation. Like, you guys can argue with each other. I'm supposed to be the differentiating vocal.
Right.
My vocal does not match y'all. Your tones are very, very like the same. And I watched that for a long time, and I was like, I think I asked Robin. I was like, Robin, ask your sister if she wants to be a part of the podcast.
It's so funny because rewind back when. So I don't know if you know the story of when Calvin came over to a party, to my cousin's party with Robin or whatever, and he's being Calvin. He's peeping the scene. This is the first time he's around these people. It's in November, right?
I'm in the cut.
They're high key, still quarantine, social distancing. And so this party was supposed to be around 10, 15 people. How many people would you say?
I don't know. I saw more niggas than I liked.
More than 20
There's
people
more
ended
than
up there.
bros than I liked.
So they're
taller
already
than
on
me.
high alert, right? Because it's a lot of people showing up, right? So I'm drinking. So before they leave, we ended up having a conversation, and I can't remember exactly how it came up because I was intoxicated. But something about.
So I was leaving. You came up to me. You put your left arm around me.
Sounds about right. I think I was like.
You was actually sorry that you talked to me in general. You was like, I'm so, Calvin, did you like being here?
Yeah, I think I was trying to make sure that he was good because throughout, because I know this is his first time around like my family, people, at this party, right? So I wanted to that was part of me going around making sure everybody was having a good time. So I wanted to make sure before he left that he had a good time. You had a good time, right? You're okay.
Yeah.
And so I'm but I'm drunk like that. And then we started talking about the
That sounds like a
podcast.
Pisces.
So I'm like, are you good? Are you good? Yeah. And then I was like, I need to come on the podcast because I have a lot to talk about. I've been through this. I've been through that. I've been through a narcissistic relationship. I've been hurt. And I was like, come on. He's like, he's like, don't talk about it right now. Come on to the podcast. We'll
you were talking too much, and I was like, "Yo, come on!" I don't have time to hear all this.
Right.
That's my energy everywhere.
Yes, because I got to talk. When I'm like you, I talk, right? So he's like, keep that same energy, just bring it onto the podcast, and you can let it all out. But so similar to you, like when I came and had the podcast, because we actually recorded on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
So when you was probably out in the streets, but it's okay.
For sure. Y'all don't even want to know what happened New Year's Eve. I ain't gonna tell y'all because it's embarrassing.
But so the same thing with you, it felt good. First I was super, super nervous about talking because he was like, the episode's all about you. And I was like, me? We're not gonna talk about other stuff, we just gonna talk about me. But after the initial, it felt good and I enjoyed
it. Felt right.
So I was thinking, I'm gonna be one of his co-hosts. He don't know it yet, but I'm gonna be a co-host. I was meant to do that. So I guess it's a Pisces thing. We were on the same, we gonna be on that show.
Period.
All we had to do is let him see our magic. Then he meshed us together. Did
Pisces,
a mash.
Virgo. Y'all do the math.
He did a mashup of us, and it worked out. And here we are,
I love the energy.
2 months in.
I love the energy. right?
How does it feel to be with two Pisces?
Let me just go ahead and answer it for you, Calvin. Let me answer it for you. It feels great.
Yeah, it's amazing. Get you two Pisces in the building and see what magic happens. Get y'all two Pisces in the building.
People think we're emotional. We're just not emotional. We're just real. We just don't want to kill you because you fucked with us.
Right.
We're just crying because we don't want to murder you.
Which is amazing, that story. Only because I want to create other podcasts. I want to create an area where I think people like, because if someone had asked what I'm asking, I'm down for it. And I don't think people understand what a podcast looks like.
Yes.
I think that people see the highest level of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you see the pros.
Right.
And you don't see the in between that.
Absolutely.
We're way in between that.
Absolutely.
But if we put the work in, if we put the money in, if we put the ideals in, I think Let's Do can be a production company. Like I think we can produce podcasts.
Absolutely.
Like, whether it be a friendly or
Let's Studio.
our friend or cousin who wants to do a podcast. Okay, cool.
I've had a lot of people come up to me and say, "How do you get started?" Whatever. I'm just like, it's easy.
Let's start.
You know, I'm like, it's easy.
Let's
It's
start.
great.
Let's start. It's not easy.
I know it's not easy, but like, you know what I mean? It's just like, no, it's not easy. It's not. It's really not easy. It definitely takes time. It takes motivation. It takes a lot of things to get it together. It takes the right people, the right energy. It takes the right vibes.
I mean, you can see that even you like you said, it takes work. You've been through a season, a series of co-hosts. You know what I'm saying?
I originally started this podcast in January of 2020. You know what I mean?
Wow.
The whole original idea of this podcast was brought up in January.
Like right after that episode that I was guest starring on, I was like, "Oh my god, I'm about to be on this podcast." You don't even know it. I'm about to be on here, and I was like, I really, honestly, I sat there. I didn't even tell you this, but I sat there and I thought about it because my thing about it is I want to be when I'm committed to something, I'm committed to something through and through. Like unless something is unless I don't feel right with it, then But like after I got off that episode, I was like, man, there's something about this podcast that could be a helping point to somebody. That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Because I feel like my gift from God is always helping people.
Absolutely.
I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but I just feel like it is helping people, and I feel like my voice. God gave me a voice to help people. And someone even said this to me at my last church. They're like, "Oh my God, your voice is literally gonna change people's lives." So, and now that I'm like, a lot of people, I've been getting a lot of feedback. They're like, "Oh my God, you, Brittany, Cal, like y'all are like so good together. Y'all are gonna change people's lives."
Yeah.
So that's like, this is what keeps me going. You know what I mean? This is my outlook. This is what makes me, like you guys are what make me come back on, and like the people who listen to us, because I feel like if we can help one person, then we're helping so many people.
It's so funny that you say this. I have two things to say. So kind of just kind of responding to what you just said, how you said people will say, you guys sound great together, whatever. I have a friend that I've told you guys about in Atlanta. And going back to what you said, how does it change conversations? Like now, like I have, it's kind of crazy. Like my friend Nancy and I, like we had started just talking back and forth on social media, but now that we have the podcast and different issues come up, we talk a lot more. And she was like, I'm driving to Alabama next week. I'm gonna listen to y'all's podcast the whole way. That, you know what I'm saying? So, but we have a lot of communication. So like when we were talking back and forth, I can't remember what specific topic we were talking about, but she was like, yes, and she was like, and what your friend Raven said, she was on point. She was like, I don't know if she's your friend like that, but y'all friends because y'all are on because y'all are co-hosting together. She was like, but she was on point. So it even changes the dynamic in conversations that people want to have conversations about what we have conversations about. You know what I'm saying? And they want to. So, and I like that. I enjoy, just it's sparking a conversation, because sometimes that's all it takes with, just different issues, different topics is sparking that conversation, And then, on what it can look like and kind of what you were saying too. Like, I also, you never know who you're helping, right? Because, went back in during the quarantine when everybody was at home, like I was on high key working out, recording videos, posting my workout videos, and just posting. I was doing it for me, but I did not realize how many people it was helping. Like me working out, posting my workout videos was motivating other people, and just taking care of my, my self-care routines and stuff like that. So that, one of my friends was like, you need to put a YouTube up, like do a YouTube on self-care and stuff like that. I mean, I never turned it into happening, but that's just
There's still time.
even other things that can transpire from what we're doing now. Branching off into just focusing on fitness or focusing on, health, taking care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? Just different stuff.
And that's extremely important, right? But when it comes to even podcasting and doing the same thing, right? Like it has to be as genuine as possible.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think a lot of people want things and they see things and it's just a money grab.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
See,
like even when it comes to the podcast, I promise you guys, I put way more money than you guys will ever know.
Right.
And I won't tell you numbers or anything like that because I'm very passionate about this. Whether it's me being in the kitchen cooking, whether it be here.
Someone was like, so they thought this was my full-time job. I was like, it's not my full-time job, but I was telling them, I said, yeah,
It should be. It should be, and
I
it can
want it
be.
to be. And I was like, yeah, I said our podcast's on the verge of like, doing really good, like making money and stuff like that. I said, but it's going to go back in the podcast, whenever we have guests, we're going to buy them food and stuff.
Yeah.
Not even thinking like, not even like thinking outside the box of what it could actually be. You know what I mean?
And my vision it goes back to what Raven said, is just helping people. Like, you know what I'm saying? I had a friend that messaged me and was like, I have kind of fallen off of posting my workout videos and stuff, but I had a friend that messaged me and was like, I've been working out, I'll go to your Instagram fitness page and do some of your videos. Like, I had no idea that people go to that page and do some of my old workouts. You know what I'm saying? So that just led me to believe, like, I was helping people. You know what I'm saying? So when I talk about that, like, it's all, for me, it's all out of reaching somebody. You know what I mean? Reaching whoever, Yeah.
And that to get off this topic, as far as like even you working out, you figuring out some things mentally, even the podcast being what it is, the level of concentration that it truly takes to like be at this level is crazy. There's the question I want to ask you guys as far as descriptions goes per episode. Like, do you guys feel comfortable? Like, will you guys feel comfortable working with each other to figure out what the description looks like?
Yeah. I think so.
Because I want to give that to y'all. Y'all decide what is the name of the podcast. It's not as far as like the actual name, because it's my name, but the actual descriptions.
Like the episode of like what it's gonna be and like what it's gonna.
As far as descriptions goes, typing out descriptions, giving us like a paragraph.
I think whatever we go through, I don't know why it's always similar, like with all of us, like what we go through daily. So I think that'd be a great task, and I love it. So. Yeah, I'm ready to take it on.
So I mean, before we get to Mother's Day, because that's this weekend.
Happy Mother's Day.
I visited my mom. She lives. I want to say she lives in Elgin, but she doesn't. She lives in Colorado, but she works in Elgin. So I drove the whole. I haven't been to Elgin in like.
Elgin.
Elgin.
I'm just kidding. I just like this.
I haven't been there in years. My mom works at the Elgin HEB. Shout out to my mom's.
Shout out to Calvin's mom.
I drove 35 minutes from here.
Oh my gosh.
Just so.
You make it seem like it's so far. I have to be a little bit dramatic.
35 minutes
I
to my mom's
used to
job.
go to high school in Manor, so it's not that far.
Everything is far from Georgetown. You got to realize I live in Georgetown.
Okay,
to go
listen.
anywhere,
I live in North
it's gonna
Austin. My
take
mom lives in Hutto, and I have to go see her in Elgin.
Anywhere.
Come on now.
It took me 30 minutes to get here. I drive.
Is past Riverside.
I drive 30 minutes every week to come here.
South Austin's a different city.
What
I don't
happens
know
when
where
you
y'all
get
are.
here?
I have a wonderful time.
Exactly. It'd be a little tough when you go back home, when your parents want to dissect your whole life.
Okay, so tell us about your trip to Elgin. So how was it?
No, I don't want to talk about the trip to Elgin.
Oh, I thought that's what you were talking about. So you drove 35 minutes.
To see my mama. I love my mama.
Oh, shout out to moms. Happy Mother's Day.
I was going in some different direction. What did I say?
You said you were going into a different direction, but then you said you drove. Then you said you drove to see your mom. So that's the direction you took it in.
Yeah, I keep going though. Shout out to my mom.
Happy Mother's Day. Shout out to mom.
Jesus Christ. What y'all doing this weekend?
Well, actually, not the whole smack, Raven. Stop it. So my sister's actually coming down from Houston. I haven't seen her in a long time, so she's coming down for Mother's Day. So I'm gonna get to spend time with her and my mom. And like, man, when I say my mama is the best mama, y'all know. Y'all may beg to differ with your mamas, okay? Okay, I'm not gonna fight you on it.
Amazing.
But it's gonna be a hard Mother's Day just because my mom's without her mom, which is my grandma, who's like kind of like my second mom. And yesterday, so everybody always celebrate Cinco de Mayo and like they drink and whatever, but like
Cinco de Mayo was most irrelevant racist shit that happened this whole weekend. I was like, what the fuck? Every black person is like, what's your Mexican name? I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Carven. Let me stop.
I was so confused.
What happened?
But on Cinco de Mayo for me is like it's not even fun. Like my grandma passed away on this day 2 years ago, and she was like, even though she passed away peacefully, she was 94. She lived her best life. You know what I mean?
She had an amazing life.
Exactly.
You know, Jesus only promises 77 years, so anything beyond that is a blessing. Just had to throw that out. Shout out to JC.
Yes. Jesus Cristo. But she was
like, what's going on?
No, but she was a good granny. She was a good mom, and I love her to death. But like, so it was a little hard for me yesterday. But I'm gonna just be there for my mom and my sister, and like we're just gonna have fun, and like I'm gonna send my mom flowers. She don't know. She don't listen to the podcast because I say some things like she don't know that I'm dating a girl. So
you're not in the streets.
Yeah, she don't. I mean, she knows I'm in the street. She promotes
she knows
it.
You're in the street.
She buys
She's
me.
your full-time promoter.
She fucking buys me outfits.
Shout out to Mama Dukes.
One time she bought me an outfit that had the alphabets all over it. Okay. And it was Bootylicious 23. I don't even know what you want to call it.
Shout out to Mama Dukes.
Right? But like, as for like her knowing that I'm dating a girl or whatever, I'm seeing a girl, like I'm not ready for that.
That might be tough to break it on.
I'm not ready for that. So, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna be doing. Hanging out with my family. What about you, Britt?
So, the thing about my family is we figure out stuff last minute. We don't have any concrete plans right now. Let me tell you Let me tell you what happened this week. So I decided to make my mom. She loves she loves, you know, traditional gifts too, but she loves like special, memorable gifts, right? So I decided to make my mom a family calendar. So I got like pictures together that we took at holidays and stuff that we did over quarantine and stuff like that. So I created a calendar for her, right? I had it made, I think I got it made on Monday or Tuesday. My ass. I was the calendar turned out so freaking cute that I was like, I'm giving it to her today. So I gave her part of her Mother's Day gift already because I couldn't wait till Sunday to give it to her. So, yeah, you got to look at the pictures of the calendar that I made.
I saw that picture online.
So, yeah, so I gave her part of her Mother's Day gift already. This is how non-traditional we are. You know, we will figure.
That is so cute.
It came together really, really nice. And like for everybody.
Hey, mama, looking good. Cute. Come on now.
So everybody's birthday had their own picture on it. If it was your birthday month, I gave them the headline of that month. So
nice.
Yeah, so yeah, it came together super nice.
Where did she make the? Where did she? What website?
Actually, I just did it through Walgreens.
Ooh, okay, shout out to Walgreens.
Shout out to Walgreens. Yeah, it came out super nice.
So we did a similar thing for like my aunt Regina. She's always doing little things like that. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So one year she did a book for my grandma with all her grandkids. Mm-hmm. So they do books and stuff like that, and they'll send it in the mail with you. So. Shout out to Walgreens. Y'all are out there doing the thing. Listen.
Girl, I was so excited when I went and picked it up. I was like, I'm giving her this today. I couldn't even wait.
That's a good idea. How long? Wait, how long did it take it to make? How long?
24 hours. Y'all can, if y'all ain't got y'all mama gifts yet, y'all can make her a
Y'all have
calendar.
no excuse now. You have no excuse.
Make her a
Go ahead and
calendar.
go
It
to
will be
Walgreens.
ready. Go ahead.
Okay.
So I'm sure we'll. I don't know. We probably won't go out to eat. We'll probably cook at the house.
Yeah.
I'll make something, or we'll throw something on the grill or something like that. But we'll do something with our families.
See,
Yeah.
my sister, knowing my sister, she'll want to go to Chili's and then she'll get the chicken strips with the extra honey butter sauce, whatever she gets. I don't know, but
Yes. The headphones is humming.
But
It's
yeah.
making a humming noise.
But yeah, knowing my sister, she wanted to go to Chili's. It's not even about my mom; it's about my sister at that point.
Sorry, guys. Calvin's killing us with his headphones. But yeah, so that's our Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, y'all!
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there listening. You guys are amazing. You
And the
are
aunties,
special.
Sisters, everybody who's not even a mother yet, but you know
Wait, what?
you have that mother figure. You know what I mean?
Wait, what?
Hold on,
I
you're not
said-
going
Did
to
you
take
say
away
the-
from us
did you say
mothers.
the
No, I am a
mothers that
mother.
weren't mothers
Give me
yet?
my day. They
So
can
shout
have
out to
Monday.
No,
They can have Monday.
I have
Kind of like how the side chicks have the day after Valentine's. The non-mothers
like
get
I've had some
Monday the
aunties.
15th.
I've had some aunties. I've had some people who've been there for me, like a mother figure. You know what I mean? Even though my mom is great, she's number one.
your
but I
aunties
also-
get Monday.
all right,
Yeah.
y'all get Monday. Happy Monday's Day.
I'm confused.
Happy Monday's Day. You hear me? Happy Monday's Day.
Happy Monday's Day to all y'all that don't have kids
I'm not
that
about
are
to
mother
play.
figures.
I am not.
But on Sunday,
Monday's
y'all better
Day.
give us moms our day, okay?
Once again, shout out to my mama. She know I don't be traveling
Happy
like
Mother's
that.
Day.
Going to Elkin to go see my mama is a win.
You better go see your mama.
I will go see
And
my
don't
mama.
go on Monday's Day.
I
Go
did. I
on
went
Mother's
yesterday. I
Day,
went to go
not
see
on
my mom.
Monday's Day.
My mom has worked for like 12 different HEBs in her lifetime, and
Shout
I
out
go
to
visit her
HEB.
every time.
I love HEB.
Me too. But I only like my HEB. If you go to someone else's HEB, just don't even try it.
Although I have been cheating on HEB with Target because I cannot.
This
let me tell
podcast
you,
is over. Everybody, let's go.
I have been
She's
cheating
been
on.
cheating.
I have been cheating on HEB with Target, but I think it was because of the podcast. I don't even think it was the podcast. I think Calvin and I were just having a conversation on how wonderful like
Target is good.
Target's
Little nigga.
produce and stuff is. And then I went and I was turned on.
I don't go there for the produce. I think that
That's what we were talking about that day.
no, we were just going there. We was talking about like just like how you have to dress from Walmart to Target. It's a
No,
little
we
different.
did talk about produce. How it was
Yeah, we did
good.
talk about produce that one
Don't have us
time.
be right again.
Don't make us go back in the archives. Don't make us go back to the archives.
Help.
Robin, do you remember him talking
Help
about
me.
the produce? I know you do because now she a runner, she a track star. She don't want to have a conversation. She a runner, she a track star, y'all. She don't want to have this conversation.
Take me out of here.
Don't don't bother your sister.
Bye.
Don't bother your sister.
She didn't want to
You
have
run
that
to your
conversation.
sister.
No, let me tell you.
I know that's right.
It's not a bad thing though. So I hadn't really been turned on to Target's food like that. So after we had that conversation,
That
I
guacamole
went.
be lit.
It probably
went.
was like I like so Target
And
has
I
some
was
specific
like-
things that is fire.
Yes, I ain't been back to HEB in like 3 weeks.
What's closer?
You said what?
What's closer?
HEB. Ashebe.
Target's probably closer, but I do my grocery shopping
HEB is closer for me.
at HEB. Like every Sunday, I go to HEB and grocery shop. for the week.
HEBs have been slacking as a whole
Since when?
The pandemic.
recently.
You
No,
right. I
trust
know
me,
you
Charlie. I'm
No, no,
HB.
no.
I'm HB baby.
Let me
Me
go.
too.
Let me call the HEB
Me too.
corporate.
No,
'cause
no,
you-
But
I'm
I'm saying-
HB baby.
but-
I grew up in
Well, I understand because you got family. But I'm just saying, since the pandemic, like it fucked up to where every time you go in HEB, it's out of something different. Like it's not had the same stuff consecutively. You know what I'm saying? The same stuff, like weird shit. It will be, you'll have it the 1 week, then they'll not next week they won't have any of that. Then the next week it's something totally different. It's just been weird consecutive shit since the pandemic started. It's been out of each week. It's something different. It's weird.
Well, one thing that I'll definitely
Not
shout
just
out.
like the meats and the toilet
No,
paper, all
I'll
that
shout out
bullshit.
to HEB like because of just like how that shit helped like my mom being involved with the whole HEB like family early. like when y'all was struggling with like stuff, so was the employees you was buying them for originally. So HEB, like after that bullshit happened, it was like 2-3 months when that shit was happening. Like, toilet paper, you were not the only people who were out of it. The people
Yeah.
but
Absolutely.
the people who were like buying it were also out of it. But the people who was cashing them out were also out of it too. So they had to sit there and cash out people with 4 to 5 different pallets of toilet paper
And they didn't
water,
have it at home.
and they didn't have it at home.
Absolutely.
You know, so
yeah, one of my
HEB
coworkers' daughter works at HEB.
they
so
changed
she,
that whole shit up.
Yeah.
Like that, they was like, "Fuck that." So within like the first I want to say 2 to 4 months after that shit happened, they allowed
them to go
employees
shop earlier.
to go shop before 7 a.m.
Yep.
Handle their shit, put the stuff in lockers and stuff like that, and then
Yep. Shout out to my
Restock.
coworker's daughter for giving me some paper towels because we couldn't get no paper towels. So shout out to her daughter for
my mom brought me a whole care package, a car full of shit eventually because like she was like, "You have toilet paper?" I was like, "I mean, I have it." You know what I'm saying? I'm being scourged with it. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure it out. But she came with a car full of stuff. And I'm just like, that's crazy that had, if I don't have that kind of plug, if I don't have that person,
Yeah.
I'm stuck.
So, you know what's kind of crazy? Rewinding it back before the pandemic started, my ex-husband works at the Pentagon. And he told me that some shit was about to happen. He was like, stock up on your shit because some shit's about to go down. Before, kind of right when New York started. Kind of like right when New York started.
Why are you not married to this man? He clearly
We
has
don't-
the plug.
Listen,
we
they
don't-
about to shut us down.
Let me tell you something. We know too much. No. Because there was other people that had inside connects too. But that we had a good run at the beginning of COVID. We was good. Now we don't talk like that
y'all
no
not
more.
cool. Y'all was not. I'm confused. That's all. Look, I'm
Back
confused
up.
about your relationship with him. So like, you guys were cool until the beginning of the
Nah,
pandemic?
we have time. Like it goes up and down. Sometimes we
Okay.
can talk and we can be cool. During that time, he gave me a heads up. Like we really wasn't fucking with each other like that before. Like I don't know where this came from. Thank you. I think it was more so he was looking out for his son. He wasn't looking out for me. He was looking out for his son. Let's be honest. But
You said, let's be honest.
Yo,
Yeah,
just
let's be honest.
Yo, just stack up on some food real quick. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
he's
About to
about
be
to go
shut
down.
down, y'all, because
yeah,
we
he
know
was
too
like,
much.
he was,
We know too much.
nah, it's not like that.
Can we tell?
And I think they were able to tell like close people to them actually.
That's good though that you were able to know that.
So I
beforehand.
did. I went to the grocery store
Okay.
before, like stocked up my freezer, like chicken, got dishwashing liquid, got stuff, and then 2 weeks later, then they said they shut everything down. So we actually went to the grocery, and I did try to tell my friends, like people around me. There were some people that didn't fucking believe me. Like I'm like,
Yeah,
okay, I
I was on that early. Because
Yeah.
I fuck with the Asian community.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
The
like,
niggas was already,
I
they
was
was
like-
already on that.
I was like, look,
a month early. They was like, ain't no
Yes.
toilet paper.
Right when
I was
right when New York started doing they shit is when he hit me up and was like, everybody about to start following suit after New York. It's gonna look like he said. Well, actually, he said, pay attention to what is gonna happen. It's gonna happen in New York first, and then other states are gonna follow.
They just followed the Asian market because I was on that shit before New York. I was talking about this shit in January
All I'm saying is,
2019.
if anything else
I
like
probably
this
got hit
hits,
up at the beginning
go
of March.
to the smaller markets. All I'm saying is anything like this ever hits, go to smaller markets. 'Cause I went to the Indian market and let me tell you, fully stocked.
Damn.
fully stocked. Okay, don't go to HEB. Go to smaller markets.
But yeah, so
Don't listen to my secrets. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, don't send nobody's there. Tell us offline, off the air, where to go.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No one was there. It was just everything was gone.
Lift your mic, Raven.
All right.
So we're want to get into your topic, the different types of stages of dating and stuff like. That's a weird transition, you know. Yeah, maybe get right
Like
with dating
lesbian
before
dating.
the pandemic happens.
Hi, meeting and then going into a relationship. I'm done.
So
Get me out of here.
I saw this article that said,
I think you sent it to us.
yeah, and I'm not getting good service right now. I don't know what T-Mobile got going on.
T-Mobile.
T-Mobile, y'all. but I can't find it. Am I getting service?
Yeah, let me
None of my images are popping up.
You sent it to
I
us in the
sent
group
it.
chat.
Yeah, I sent it in the group chat.
Got you.
Oh, it's right here. Whatever this is, it says, "Are these accurate?"
Okay, this.
Yep.
I got it. We got it. We're in business, y'all.
All right. So there was a post that said there are different stages of dating. So I'll let Raven read those, and then I just wanted to discuss if you guys feel that this is accurate. If this
Okay.
is accurate when it comes to dating.
Okay.
All right, so we have friendship and trust, stage 1, current stage. Then we have courtship, stage 2, deeper trust. So I actually have a friend who's doing the courtship.
Oh, courtship.
Meeting family, stage 3. Engagement, stage 4. Okay, y'all better give me that ring. Marriage, stage 5. Run. I'm just kidding. It doesn't say run.
Raven with
You
the
would have
ad
ran there
libs.
too.
I would run. I'm a track
You would
star,
have been
y'all.
on there too.
She would've ran
I'm
at stage
Just call
3.
me the Olympic runner.
She
Give
would have
me
ran
my
at
gold.
stage 3. She gonna court you for a little bit, but then she running with it before it comes to
So
the
what's
family.
number one?
You're
What's
right.
number one?
Let me see.
Friendship and trust.
Friendship and trust.
Y'all,
That's number one.
do y'all agree that that's stage 1?
Yeah, I mean, like when you first meet someone, it has to be like some kind of friendship, some kind
Friendship
of trust.
and trust is number one.
That's what this says.
I mean,
Friendship and trust is stage 1.
Does it give definitions or descriptions?
And then it says stage 2 is courtship,
Courtship.
and that's a deeper trust.
so courtship is like y'all don't see each.
Whose list is this?
This was on a post. It just says, this is intentions and can it change the whole 9? Do you mind elaborating? And it was just a post.
So I actually, like I said, I actually have a friend who's doing courtship, and she explained it. They were like, we thought this was your boyfriend." She says, "No, this is my little friend."
So I can understand.
A little friend.
I can understand.
I think I
friendship.
thought you was the court on initial talking to someone. Like, isn't courtship like you supposed to court a woman?
Court basically is like you're with that person. You don't
Are
date
we talking
any other
about?
people.
Are we talking about court? Like, is the
It's kind of
traditional?
like old fashioned. What's
Like
that?
courting
Bridgerton.
somebody.
Bridgerton. What's
Yeah,
that?
like when you're courting somebody.
You're going to court them because you're going to marry them. You're going to be friends with them and get to know them until you marry them.
I thought court was just
No,
a
I'm gonna pull
word per any woman because
people are actually
the
doing
word
it.
to court someone is to show them respect and that's the opening of the doors. That's what's courting to me. Like, and that's what I feel like.
Let me pull up the definition of courting. But
Courting
I can
to me-
understand the friendship trust during the first
What are
stage.
you trusting at that early stage? Like, what do you trust?
But just think about regular friends. The regular people around my circle of friends, not dating, but my circle of friends are people that I can trust. So you're getting to just a trust friendship stage. You know what I'm saying? I trust my friends. Like, I'm not
that.
gonna keep anybody around me that I don't trust.
It sounds right, but you can't know that
So there's a
early is the
different-
first stage.
well,
There's
you're
a
just
different
learning. You're just
stages.
learning them as a friend. You're just learning them as a friend.
Your friends that you trust and are friends, you didn't learn them as a friend. They just became your friends, and they ended up being different situations that you've been through, and they elevated you in those situations.
There's another
But as I got-
stage.
As I grew, like, one of my closest friends now. You know what I'm saying? As we became friends, hanging out, spending more time. That's our friendships. That's our friendship developing. I began trusting her more and more. I trusted her with situations I'm going through.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that shouldn't be like you didn't come into that kind of conversation with that friend like that. Y'all just kind of grew to that.
Right.
That shouldn't be step one, right?
Well, you're growing into that. I feel like you're growing into a friendship.
Go into that. You never go into a friendship like this is gonna be my best friend. She gonna come to me and she gonna solve me issues. She gonna be this. That shouldn't be step one.
No, but I feel like if you're growing into a relationship, the same thing happens. Like, because if it doesn't grow for me, if it doesn't grow into, I feel like a relationship, the idea, it should be built on a solid foundation of friendship. My relationship needs to be built on that solid foundation of a friendship before it can grow. A good relationship has to start there for me. That's what it looks like for me. So I can understand that friendship being that step, that stage one,
I mean, that's
developing.
after the fact.
After what fact?
The fact that it's happened. Like, you never, like, I won't speak for you, but you don't go into a friendship, like, and I'm talking about relationship wise.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Even though I think the woman's beautiful, whatever the case may be, I never just rush into, like, the trying to get the trust you type of shit. Like, I want to build experiences.
I feel like it happens. It naturally.
It will happen.
Yeah.
But trust is not the right word to use on the first stage. Because one night stands we talked about in the episode.
I think it's just maybe getting to
Yeah,
that.
but I don't think if I'm having a one night stand, I'm thinking about stage 5 either. Like, in my mind, I'm not thinking that
maybe
this is going to go to
trust. Maybe I value the word trust more than most.
Maybe it's on a different level because I trust. My trust is important in a friendship.
The trust you're talking about, as far as them being number one, is like the trust of other drivers on the highway not to hit you. Is what it feels like you're trying to illustrate.
It's deeper than that.
It can't be that on the first. So we're on the first stage, right?
Absolutely.
And the first stage is trust and
in a friendship.
Okay.
Not trust in a relationship.
And
trust,
I didn't hear the word trust in any of the other four.
It was. The courtship says a deeper trust. And a deeper trust is, so when I looked up courtship, it says a period during which a couple develop a romantic relationship, especially with a view of marriage. So in that first, when we're in a friendship, we're not necessarily thinking about marriage because it may not even go to the next step. It may not even go to courtship.
And that's why I think I have a problem with the word trust in those moments. Like, it's not going to go there. What does trust mean to you then? If there's levels of trust, what does it truly mean?
So if
I just take the word trust as what it is.
So I think you're looking at trust in a dating perspective, and I'm separating. I'm thinking of trust. I'm looking at my best friend, or one of my closest friends. This is somebody that I absolutely trust. That if something terrible just happened,
you don't know that on the first date or the first level.
No. So there's nothing that says that these are a time frame, right? It's just saying stage 1 happens over a period of time. So stage 1 could be 6 months. Stage 1 can be your friendship can be a certain amount of time.
So it could start at that starting point and then develop into something else. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I don't like the. I don't understand the combination of the words.
I have a close trust. All of my friends, I can trust. I can trust without a shadow of a doubt. If I need something, they're there. If I'm having a hard time, they're gonna, there's not a friend, and I'm just talking about friends that I can call, male or female, that won't be there for me when I need them. So that's growing. Will you, after we hang out during this first stage, are you gonna be one of these? Because it may not make it to courtship, but you're still gonna be in one of these levels of friends, or maybe nothing at all. You know what I'm saying? Nobody in this group of friends, if you don't fit that description, then you'll be an acquaintance. You won't be a friend. Because my friends I trust.
I don't agree with that first level. So what's the second level?
Honestly, I feel like that first level is like when you're first meeting them. You don't know what the time period is of who you're first meeting.
Where's the trust coming from? Is my question.
But listen,
it's growing.
It could be that first initiation where, like, hey, I want to be your girlfriend. I want to be your boyfriend.
That's though. Are we talking about one?
But after that, you're developing that trust. You know what I mean? And then it goes into that.
But what's number one? We're talking about these
friendship.
So friendship and trust. Okay. So are you trusting them to be your friend? Or are you trusting them to be involved with you moving forward in a relationship in that moment?
Both.
I'm on a friendship level.
I'm on both.
And then once you start developing feelings romantically, then you're sliding into stage 2, which is courtship.
Okay. So what's 2?
Courtship. Oh, sorry. Stage 2. Stage 2 is courtship. Stage 2 is a deeper trust.
And then what's stage 3 after you get
meeting the families? Stage 3.
Okay. So
after you courting somebody, you're spending time with somebody romantically.
I feel like this is Bridgerton, really. If y'all seen it, then y'all know. I feel like honestly, it's kind of like that, but like in the same sense.
Then do you believe you go to the meeting the families after that? Would y'all agree?
No for me.
What? Okay, go ahead, Raven. What do you feel like?
This is kind of hard because, I mean, I agree, and I also is like look at it like this, but like I get what you're saying, but I also get what you're saying because I've had friends that have done these exact stages. I still heard that. Your excuse. I've had friends that did this and it's worked out for the best for them. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, maybe it does work out, but I've also had, like, for me personally, like, it takes a lot just because of what I've been through for me to even trust someone to be my friend. So I can see where you're coming from with like friendship and stuff like that. But
what does it even look like for you? Like
courtship?
Even 1, 2, and 3 at this point, like, because I'm completely disagreeing with the whole premise.
Like,
from
I guess,
1, 2, and 3
like
at this point.
my friend, she's in courtship. She was like, because we were all like, one day we're like, is your boyfriend gonna come? And she's like, what boyfriend? Like, your boyfriend that you're always with. She's like, girl, we in courtship. I've never heard that term before until then. And she's like, yeah, we're in courtship. Like, we're not dating anybody else. He's not dating anybody else. You know, we're planning to make that step into marriage, into engagement. So people actually do these steps. But me, I would have been like, I don't want no damn courtship.
I mean, I personally disagree. Like as me, like, I just don't agree with any of those 3 steps.
Yeah, I agree. I could see meeting somebody, establishing a friendship, hanging out, developing communication, just being genuine. It doesn't even have to be when I'm first with somebody, because like I said, I like to I like to go into it with let's start a friendship, see what happens, because if it doesn't even work out with us and romantically, then we still started it and we can potentially be good friends. Like, everything doesn't have to be a relationship.
Brittany, I think you think like a man sometimes.
Really?
Same, I do.
That whole mindset is what I would think. And like, if you put yourself in a situation with the opposite sex, right, and it doesn't work, and you still come to that same conclusion, like, yo, it could still work.
Yeah, we could be friends.
That's not a normal. Like, I don't want to say normal. I just don't think that's
females don't think like that.
No,
because I feel like, look, I feel like this. I feel like every dude that approaches me, I'm not going to be interested in everybody that approaches me, but that doesn't mean we can't be cool. And I know that about me. I might not be every man's cup of tea.
That's a difficult thing for men to understand as well. Also, like, it's not difficult for me because you're
different.
Yeah, I'm different. I'm a unicorn. Whatever people say.
And so maybe I'm a unicorn too, because I know that I'm not going to be every man's cup of tea. So just because you don't like me romantically, don't mean we can be cool. Like, I can be your best friend.
That's different from the 1, 2, 3. Like, you guys have already made it to 2 and 3, and you talking about 1 stuff.
What
you talking about the trust and the friendship, right? If that's where you end things.
Yeah,
correct,
yeah.
That's great. But you talking about going 2 and 3.
Who's going 2 and 3?
I don't know. You're the one who's advocating for 2 and 3 as far as like what that looks like.
Romantically. So this is 2 and 3. 2 is if we start, we feeling each other like that. We starting to we gonna fuck. We fucking in 2. I'm just gonna be honest. 1, we just cool. We kicking it. We hanging out. We
Sure, we fucking at 2.
We fucking at 2. You court me. We fucking. This is going. So the sex is good.
I'm gonna choke to my eyes.
Like, I'm just gonna be blunt. We are fucking at 2. We not fucking at 1. We seeing what happens, because we seeing if we like.
Knowing me, I'll probably be at 1.
You fucking at what?
Bye. And I'm not gonna do no relationship.
We're trying to see. We may not like each other at 1. You know what I'm saying? But you can be my friend. That's all I'm saying. Like,
not my little friend.
That's a different. You're talking about a different timeline. You talking about like 1 was y'all fuck, 2 was y'all cool.
No,
3
that's her backwards. I didn't say y'all fucking at 1 and cool at 2.
That's what
that's back.
You was like, we fucked it. We could be cool. What is number 1?
Number
Trust
1
and
is
friendship.
Yes, 1 is friend. I said we fucking at 2 when we're courting. That's when we start fucking. We fucking at 2.
You give me my
What's
little
number
friend.
4? This has been crazy. What is number
4
4?
is marriage, ain't it?
Jesus Christ.
No, it's engagement, y'all.
Engagement.
The engagement. Oh Lord, I don't want to get married. Bye.
She's a runner. She's a track star.
I am.
You done did all this extra shit. You done developed some trust and some friendship. You done
I'm
fucked.
probably like a boy. Bye.
You done met the family, and then you gonna run. Ain't that some
I
shit?
am not trying to meet
That
your
is
How
some
family.
quickly
nigga shit
y'all
for y'all
let the dude
asses.
meet the families, though?
Huh?
How
Listen,
quickly?
you know what? I've always been a family person, so I can change it up real quick. Boo-boo.
How quick? What's the earliest you let a dude in the family?
So I'm
There's only
different.
2 guys that met.
Remember, I'm a whole nigga out here. That's what you just
Oh,
said. That's what you
yeah.
said.
I have
That's
nigga
what I was-
tendencies.
She-
I'm a
she
girl,
was-
but I have
Raven,
nigga tendencies.
Raven, look.
You have
She
nigga
came up here
tendencies.
like
It's
the
okay.
mob. She came up with the mob. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? I thought you was just a dude who was being honest with his truths. You know
I'm
what I'm
just
saying?
saying. Keep it real. Keep it 100.
She
Like,
came in, but she was like, just keep it 100, my
I'm
nigga. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
No.
I'm the
so for me,
I don't want to meet your family. I don't
It
even know
takes
when
a
I
lot.
want to meet you.
It takes a
Does
lot.
it take a lot?
For me, I think.
Who are you dating right now? What's your
not
DMs looking like? What's the DMs looking like right now?
Right now.
Shout out to my
now.
Indian dude. Love you, bro.
Right now.
Right now, this
Yeah.
is my last DM.
She's
You
a
want to hear my
runner, she's a
last?
track star.
Do you want to hear my last
No,
DM?
no, I
I
wanna-
was a runner. I said,
Are y'all
look,
both
I don't.
runners? Jesus
I don't
Christ.
want to waste your time. I'm
y'all
not
run
looking
through
for
the
anything.
podcast?
Okay, bye. I'm a runner. Before you even
I
get
don't know.
started.
I don't know. I'm not paying attention to them right now, to be honest.
Why not?
But my little Indian dude,
You know,
here he is. Look, hi Raven, so beautiful, nice, hot, spicy, sexy. Like I love you.
Raven's DMs are popping.
I never respond to it, but look, most off
It goes down in
I
the
love you.
DMs. It go
I don't
down.
need to
It
see
go
them.
down in the DM.
Ooh,
It goes down
I
in
don't
the
know who
DM.
he is, but I love
What
him.
DM popping?
What about you,
Her
Brittany?
DM just got a body.
I hope not. I do not want to see your bodies. Please do not send me your bodies.
I don't know.
You don't have the DMs like that? Let me find out.
It's not. They not popping like that. I mean, I'm really not paying attention to my DMs.
Why?
When are you coming to Denton? I miss you. I miss you. When are you coming to
I'm just
Never.
not.
Never.
I'm not. Like I said, I'm not there. I just don't have the drive. My
Are you
peace.
still not there?
Nuh-uh.
How long have we been doing this? Like 2 months?
Just 2 months. That's only 2 months. It's only 2 months. You know, I have some friends, but I mean, I'm not.
You're
I'm
not moving like that?
I'm not moving like
Why
that.
not? Because of COVID?
COVID, my peace above everything. It's good. It's good right now. You know, I feel good. I don't have to worry
I
about
have my
anything.
DMs. Honestly, I have my DMs turned off.
I'm just not.
I don't like the notifications.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. We're gonna shift off my DMs.
No, we're not gonna shift. We're
Really,
gonna
more than anything, I'm just being honest. It's just my peace. Like I'm in a really good place right now. You know what I'm saying? Focusing on me. You know, I hate to always revert back to what I went through previously, but it took me away from focusing on my focus. You know what I'm saying? And so now I have gotten to a place where I'm focusing on my focus. There's, goals that I'm trying to achieve and things that I'm focused on, that this place of peace and not having to deal with any outside noise is a good place to be in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's more than anything. Not because I'm not interested. I do have,
I can feel
I have
that.
a couple of guys that, it's fun to flirt with. Ooh, you gonna send the heart eyes on my picture. Ooh, I'm gonna, blow you some kisses back or whatever. We gonna do that little,
What?
little flirt fun stuff, But it's innocent. I feel like right now it's just a place that I'm in. I just can't focus on that right now because I'm an all-in type of person. Like if you get me and you get me to that point, I'm
Yeah, for
all
sure.
in, so and that I know how emotional and how serious and how invested I can be. So I don't play with it. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I don't have time for that. That's just me. But going back to meeting the family, so we were talking about meeting the family. I feel like, so for me, I got divorced when my son was 5, and I felt like when I started dating afterwards, it was really important to me that I never wanted my son to see different men around. Like, in order to meet, if you met my son, that meant something. You know what I'm saying? So, in 10 years, my son met 2 people that's ever, out of 10 years, that's the only people that he's met. So it takes so that just goes to say, it takes a lot for me to bring you around. It's got to mean something, because I never was going to be one of those people that had people in and out of my son's life. He was not going to see his mom with, XYZ. Even if I was quote unquote in my host age, he was not going to see that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I've definitely been in women that are in like their early 30s phase. Like, I just remember a time, I had to play basketball against the sun. You know what I'm saying? I had to put my work in against the sun. And the sun beat me, and I had to get back in the car with the sun, but I had to sit in the back seat because, like, I can't.
Oh, how'd that make you feel?
It felt weird.
You felt like a punk?
Yeah, I was like, no, like, you fouled me.
That's so
that
funny.
was not an and one. Like, I'm just kidding. That never happened ever. I was just talking. But
the last time that I met a guy's parents, I would say we started talking.
2000 and what?
It was like 4 years ago.
You said 14 years ago?
No, 4 years ago.
I was like, okay, shit, Jesus Christ.
No, 4 years ago, because we talked for 3 years, and we probably have not been talking for like a year and a half. So it was the last guy that I talked to. So I met, we started like kicking it hard in August, and I think I met his parents. I spent that Thanksgiving with his family. So 3 months.
Who made your plate though?
He made my plate every time. Every time there was a plate to be made, he made it for 3 years. He made my plate every single time. Actually, he was also a chef.
Don't say also.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's so disrespectful to me.
Why is that disrespectful? That is no disrespect.
He really was a chef too.
He was. Like,
I mean, I'm just saying, but like, he's not eating
Calvin,
his food
you cannot be the only chef out here.
he had a business. He was a chef for real.
Calvin's gonna be like, this is the Can We Talk podcast. Just for
This is the
Calvin.
Can We Talk podcast.
That's the internet. Okay. All I'm saying, I was just saying that
Just
to
like a
say.
Can We Talk podcast. My name is Calvin. This is the end of the podcast. Clearly, I'm not the only person. I'm not the
Because
only-
earlier, right, he said me and you can have conversations. So let me tell Raven, because he don't want to hear about this chef that I used to talk to. So Raven, let me tell you, girl, I talked to this chef, and let me tell you, for 3 years, I did not cook one meal. Let me tell you.
shout out to
so
chef.
ladies, get you a man that can cook. Who said that women got to be in the kitchen? It
'Cause
don't
I'm
have
not.
to be like
I promise
that.
you, I'm
Let
not.
me
We
tell you,
gon-
he cooked. He made the plates. That's how it went down, okay? For 3 years. Get into it.
The secret to long-lasting relationships is what? What is the secret to long-lasting
He better
relationships?
cook or else.
Yep.
That's a question.
Ladies, he better make y'all plate.
You better make that plate,
No, I'm just
okay?
kidding.
This
And
is-
I'm not
this
even
is
talking.
Raven's question.
I'm not even talking about the ramen noodles. I'm talking about, them crab legs. I'm talking about.
See, when I make
shrimp.
bets, the way I made the bet, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gamble, but I don't gamble with the truth. You know what I'm saying? The problem is, if I was to make some food, it would be out of this world. Y'all don't believe me, but that's
I
fine.
believe you, but I'm trying to see where you're going with this.
What I'm
Keep
saying
going.
is, I can't afford to do that without being paid. Mentally wise.
Mentally wise.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean mentally wise?
I count costs in my mind. Y'all won't understand
my
that.
ear.
That's why I don't want to. That's why I don't want to tell y'all on this
suspicious.
podcast.
Okay, but you said we are going to talk about it off air, right?
yeah, we can.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like yeah, we'll talk about it off the podcast. So moving on, the stages, the secret to long-lasting relationships. So that's a good question.
That's her question. That's Raven's question.
I for me, my opinion is
Threaten him.
there's got to be definitely communication. So I was actually thinking about this earlier. I think that kind of sounds cliche, right?
No,
Communication,
it's not, honestly.
But and then I think also, so if I think back on, you know, my relationship, me and my ex-husband, we started dating when I was 18. We got divorced when I was 25. Right? We were still super, super young. I think and if you think about, like, my parents have been together since they were freshmen in high school, and they've still been together. But I think people are quick to give up these days, right? I feel like they're quick to give up. 2, I feel like if you look back on the person you were 10 years ago, you're not that same person. So I think even in relationships, you gotta give your partner space to grow, because we're not the same. We're both not who we are 10 years ago. So you gotta understand that we're growing. And then also, we may not be growing. Just because I am at this place 10 years later don't mean that you could be ahead of me. You could be, like, as far as your personal growth. You know what I'm saying? Your personal growth. So you got to understand that we're all growing. And that goes back to communication. Like, you got to be able to talk about, babe, this is where I'm at. You know, this is where I see where you're at, but I need you to understand, you know, this is what's hindering me, you know, I'm trying, or this is what. So I think it goes back to communication, but I think that's key, is people don't realize that people change, people grow, people, you know. So and so for me, and that's something that I learned, because I'm not, you know, and you, even when you know, I've gotten divorced and I've seen things and I've realized, okay, we could have done this different, you know, we could have, you know, so that sort of thing. But I definitely think that what people don't talk about is the growth and the changes that people make over the years. And you gotta be open and accepting.
I never even thought of that, because
you're not the same. Look at you 10 years ago. You're not the same Raven that you were 10 years ago. You're not the same Calvin that you were 10 years ago. You know,
thinking about that in, like, other relationships.
I don't agree with that when it comes to long-term relationships. So keep talking.
Absolutely.
I do.
Our parents are at 18. My parents at 18 are not the same parents that they're at 16.
I think you have to be, honestly,
100%.
Yeah.
And this is conversations that I've had with my mom about their relationship. So having, you know, I have these conversations.
We're talking about long-term relationships now. I'm talking that the question isn't that. The long-term relationships
secrets
now.
of long-lasting relationships.
Honestly,
there's no now after
me,
that.
There should be a now,
for
because
me, it's
what you
just
guys are
always-
talking about.
So that's your perspective. I'm talking
me,
about long-lasting. This is a relationship that is living and it's blossoming and it's on fire to this day.
Okay.
It started, you know, in the 70s. However,
Okay.
it's still
Okay.
long-lasting.
If you don't want to listen to my ideals as well as being a man too, go keep talking.
But
Keep talking. No, go ahead.
you're cutting me off.
No, I'm not.
You just did.
I'm not. Keep talking.
I think my Uber's here.
So
I gotta go.
be open to what I'm saying as well. And having a conversation from, you know, somebody that has a
definitely can
long-lasting
understand that
relationship
with the growth.
versus 3 people that are not in a long-lasting relationship. But go ahead, Raven.
I definitely can understand about the growth. Just looking back at, like, my past relationships where I've been in a long-term relationship, if I would have told them, like, hey, I'm moving and shifting in this direction,
So that they can understand.
I think it would have been better, so that I can see where they're moving and where I'm moving, so where we could be like, hey, you know, this is not going to work out, or it could be like, okay, let's work on this or work on that. And just being honest and upfront with everything that you do, and, like, your intentions and stuff like that, and, like, going forth within the relationship. And then also, I feel like communication. You need to just communicate.
Absolutely.
Just communicate. Can't say it enough. Even short-term relationships, freaking Kate. Friendships,
Absolutely.
communicate with me. Tell me what, like, so that I can understand and I can be able to be on the same, like, wavelength that you are. You may have a different way of communicating. I need to learn that way you communicate, because it may be different from mine, you know. And learning about that person, how they love, how they go about things, because, like, or how they handle things, because they may not handle things the way that you handle things. So learning about that person is, I feel like, a way that is a secret to long-lasting relationship.
That's good.
I don't know, but I've been in an 8-year relationship, and I wish that I would have known the things that I know today.
Right.
That I would have been able to help myself back then to maybe be better in that relationship, even though it may not have been what I was looking for at the time. But still, it would have helped me to grow as a person, grow as an individual, and grow that relationship. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But Calvin, what do you have to say? Because he's waiting.
I don't have anything to say.
You
better
said,
stop.
You just said
I'm not
you
about to play with
disagree.
you.
So if you
I don't have
disagree
anything
with
to
me,
No,
then
I want you to finish your point. If I cut you off, please.
I finished my point. Go ahead.
What was the point?
That in long-lasting relationships, that you absolutely grow. You absolutely change from the person that you were when you first started the relationship. So you do have to give people the room to grow and to communicate that with each other.
And that's what I agree with. It, and as far as what you said, you illustrated like the reverse version of that, right? Like, so you were saying that like people can also grow, but still factor in their whatever they have to say as far as relationships go, but still it should be a different element feeling wise.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Yeah. So maybe you misunderstood.
Maybe.
Yeah. But that's what I said is when you grow in relationships and you communicate, and then you have to give each other room to grow and understand that
Well, that's from the outside looking in. That's from something that you didn't do in those moments, or did you do those in every moment that you've been involved with?
Repeat that. I'm not understanding what you're
So
saying.
as far as like knowing exactly what to do in situations, were you able to illustrate those in situations that you were involved with, or
I
was
think
that
it can be
something?
both. It can be both. You can know that this is what I'm going through at this time. You know what I'm saying? And then you can go through situations and then express that, you know, I wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And this is how I feel now. But it always comes back down to communication.
What's the next topic?
Wherever y'all want to go from here.
Up. To courtship. That's all I want to be in. I want to be in a courtship. I don't want to be in a relationship. I'm just saying, are you ready for courtship? Whenever I come to a relationship, so I can have a long lasting relationship, I want to be in courtship with you.
You do that, Raven. Let us know how that works.
Listen, my friend's doing it, and she's doing a really good job. I was like, because we're all convinced. I'm telling you, all of our friends are convinced that this guy is her boyfriend. She says, no, this is my little friend, and we're in courtship. We're not allowed, like, we have a
They fucking.
They are. She's like, we have a certain understanding. Like, he's gonna only be with me, and I'm only gonna be with him. We're in courtship. I said, girl, that's your boyfriend. Stop lying. I can show y'all the. She said she in courtship. So all of us are lying. All of us are like laughing at her and be like, we're about to be in courtship too. Okay. All right. Like, let us know what you think with the secrets to long lasting relationship, because I haven't been in. I've been in one long lasting
probably the last thing
relationship.
they're gonna figure
but
out.
hey, I'm not even in that relationship. So comment, like, let us know what you think the secret is, because we don't know. I mean, like, we really, like, it can be multitude of things. It could be communication. It could be that ass. I don't know. It could be anything on this freaking planet. Okay,
It could be.
just
It
let
can
us
vary
know.
from person to person. It can
Okay.
vary from person to person,
I think so,
relationship to
too.
relationship.
Yeah.
Energy roams. You could be on the same page, on different pages. It really don't matter at this point. Where are we going next?
The rise of Amazon moving to healthcare.
Is that something you guys even care about? Like,
I don't know.
if
I don't know.
Amazon was the healthcare provider of Texas,
I wish they would. Okay, because they be providing for these packages that I'll be getting every weekend.
I don't know what's going on with that. I would have
So-
to have more history and background on that.
so as far as like, no, Amazon has not yet been the kind of like healthcare provider that you want, but an act that happened when I think I was like 20, 19 years old. So the U.S. deemed you can't be against your parents' insurance until the age of 26.
Right.
Unless you're military family.
Right.
You have USAA or whatever the shit is. That's just cut off at 21. But anything other than that is healthcare until you're 26 years old.
Right.
A lot of people that act started, everyone's turning 26 this year.
Right.
So they're losing the health insurance and stuff like that. As far as like moving forward, Amazon is offering healthcare packages for the people who are coming up 26.
Y'all better stop Amazon.
And when I was 26, I lost my shit when I was 21 from my parents only because they're a military family, and I didn't want to. If it was like, if you're not in school, you can't be associated with your parents' healthcare at a certain age. But then if you're not, you're stuck till 26. My parents elected to.
That's how mine was because my mom worked for the government.
They elected to keep the shit together for me, but I lost my shit at 21, so I had to figure everything out at 21. But now Amazon is like, okay, cool, fuck that. Come have health insurance with us. We'll ship you your medicines. You don't have to go to a doctor. We have online.
I think it's dope.
We have online people.
Amazon is like,
I think it's dope. I mean, absolutely, especially for young people that don't have health insurance. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I think a lot of people. I think back when like they changed the law to where everybody had to get health insurance. You know, like I was
the Obamacare, 2008, 2012.
Yeah, back when it first happened. So I was in my early 20s. I was one of those healthy people, you know what I'm saying, that didn't have to have insurance. Then I quickly got a job that provided health insurance, but I was in that category. But that's not always the case. You know, there are some young people that do require, you know, that are high risk and have situations going on. And
our parents.
What about that free health care that they're getting overseas?
You mean
that's what I want to know.
In Canada?
Just Canada, Switzerland, everything. Like, where is it?
We're like, even in those situations, Canada people like pay higher taxes. Everything's going to equal out to profit for the government.
Yeah.
Everything you do, right? Even in the U.S., this shit happens. After 26, you're done.
Yeah. So, but I think that from what it sounds like is Amazon is gonna pick that up and help. Yes, Amazon is gonna, you know, make their money too, you know, but I think that it's pretty dope that they're, you know, bringing awareness and offering those packages to, you know, that age group. So I think it's pretty dope. Like if it works, they can get that coin. I feel like, and one thing that I think is so kind of cool about the way that life and things change is you figure out different ways to get shit done.
How to move.
Yeah, you figure out different ways. So Amazon figuring out a way, hey, this is an age group that's in need. Let's do this. Like, I'm with the shit.
Great.
But I thought you said that it starts.
So they're releasing it now when people are being in that process. So when we were 26,
it's not just that.
No, it's not focused on them. It's just like it's happening at the same time people are turning a certain age.
They're getting released out of that insurance, so now they can find insurance.
Yep.
Oh damn, Amazon got this. Let me go ahead and get this. I think it's dope. Do you think it's dope because like it's like feeding on people who are used to buying Amazon packages? You know, so there's a whole little documentary somewhere out there in the universe. So it's like it makes Amazon easier, right? But like if it's the kids that are going to Amazon, how are they actually profiting off of going there? I think that it's a dope concept.
It is a dope
hope that they make it affordable and reasonable prices, because some of the stuff you can get on Amazon is cheaper than getting it somewhere else. So
I mean,
hopefully,
they won't.
Hopefully, I'm still gonna say I'm a glimmer of hope. You know
Honestly,
how I do.
Start off affordable, then
you know how I do it. I always hope for the best. I see the good in people, so I like to hold on to that. Now, if they don't, I can't be surprised or let down like we talked about at the beginning. But I would hope that they would do the right thing. I know we talked about that last time too, and people, you know,
I mean, the wrong thing is the profit.
Right.
That's what's gonna happen.
So
It's already in process right now. That's why I want to ask you guys about that. Like,
I mean, I
but
like the concept.
It's not even the quality of the coverage. It's the accessibility. How long does it take you guys to get health insurance, other than jobs? Have you ever been in a situation
I've
where you
never
don't
been
have
in
a
a
job?
situation like that, so
Okay,
I don't know.
All right, that's a little different then. Like you being outside of a job and you have to find health insurance.
I haven't.
It is hard to do. It's
haven't.
like you're looking
even
the
looked.
same. It looks the same as far as car insurance. What makes sense to you? They don't care about your physical health. They care about things that happened weeks ago. Like
Yeah.
it's really tough to find actual health insurance that doesn't reflect your job. You know, so Amazon coming in and being like, "Damn, all you have to do is click, click, click." You have health insurance, just like buying something on Amazon. Click, click, click. You have it. It's the same concept, and if we're gonna express that to children, our kids at the level where they have to, because that law is done, right? You know, after the age of 26,
Right.
a couple of years ago, that's done.
Yeah.
Like, there's only like a few people born in 19 whatever that still have that ability to even use that kind of like crutch.
I hope. So when will this insurance be available? Or these? Do you know when it'll be available for people to start purchasing?
I don't.
No?
I think that it's supposed to be like grandfathered
I
in
definitely want to
eventually.
see how it
I
all
want to
rolls
look.
out.
Yeah, I want to look at the
Because
premiums.
it's an
I want to
interesting
look
concept
at
with Amazon.
No, I think it's supposed to be like a whole thing. Like you get health insurance, Amazon Prime, you get Amazon movies, you get Amazon this, you get
I
Amazon
see.
this,
Now
you get
Amazon has
Amazon
health
this.
insurance.
Like it's not one of those things like
Oh.
Amazon's like we're gonna take care of you guys,
It's
but
not
only
like
if you're subscribed to this, and this.
oh.
Wait, it's
I
only if you subscribe to
see.
multiple things?
It will be a thing where it's like you pay your subscription service. Is what I'm saying.
So, do you know if it's
I wouldn't even
just to,
subscribe to them.
do you know if it's just to get medications, or is it going to be like an
might
insurance
have to
where
be
you
a
can go to
Prime
the
It'll
member.
be
doctor?
everything
You'll go-
Amazon does right now.
You'll
They'll
probably
do
have
the
to be a
exact same
Prime.
thing.
Probably
Yeah, I have Prime, so I'm just curious to like with this insurance
Because
or
with
this premium, can I go
prescriptions-
to the doctor and utilize a $10 copay?
I don't know if that's gonna be what it looks
I
like.
feel like it'll be for
It
I
might
don't know
just
if
be
the
for
end result
medication.
looks like.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I think it's
But
going
they're
to be a
provide-
subscription thing. I really think it's going to be like a whole thing. Like you pay for health insurance, Amazon Prime, stuff like that. It's going to be a subscription
I think
service.
it would only
and will
be
people do
focused
that
on Amazon
versus
Prime.
traditional? No. Will people do that versus traditional healthcare?
Right.
That's the
So-
part. That's what
so-
I'm
I'm
saying.
about to read more on.
So let's say somebody works for a job that doesn't provide health care and they have to purchase it on their own. So like I have to go buy it from Blue Cross Blue Shield or go buy it from Humana or to outside. So this is not a premium through my employer, but buy it on my own. It may possibly be a plan that I can purchase with Amazon, a healthcare plan, possibly.
Not job wise, but instead of.
That's what I'm talking
Like,
about.
if
When
you- if
I'm
you
purchasing it
can't-
as an individual.
Okay.
As an individual.
Yeah.
Because you know how some jobs, let's say you work
You
at
don't get
Sonic
it.
or
Yeah.
something and they don't provide health insurance. So I got to go buy insurance on my own as an
Correct.
individually.
Correct,
As an
yes.
individual. So it'll be like that. I can go.
Instead of doing with your job, you can be like, well, fuck that. Because with your job, you have to pay X amount of money for
Yeah.
only healthcare stuff.
Right.
Go to Amazon and get the healthcare plus
you know-
everything you're already going to pay for anyways.
Because you know, like some small businesses aren't able to provide insurance for their whole company or whatever.
Correct.
Yeah. So something like that. Gotcha.
I think
Gotcha.
I feel like I would be full on board with that. Like as far as like,
I think.
if Amazon could provide this amount of things.
So what I recommend for people to do, if anybody out there doesn't have health insurance, do your research. Do your research. Do your research. Do your research. Don't because convenience is a thing. Just like you're
That's
saying,
why they're gonna win.
convenience is a thing. People just gonna click, subscribe, sign up, click, and I have it at my disposal.
That's the biggest
But
thing right now.
Absolutely. So I just want to encourage everybody to do their research. It may be cheaper to go get a premium through Humana or Blue Cross Blue Shield on your own as an individual versus just clicking one button and getting it through. So
that's what I was asking you guys. Like if in a normal setting.
I like the convenience, but I would have to look into it.
Yeah.
You know.
I feel like it'd just be more expensive because you're already paying for. Like I feel like in my heart, knowing Amazon, because I'm not a frugal.
I'm not frugal. I'm just paying everything.
I'm really not
You're
frugal.
frequent.
But I'm a frequent Amazon person.
Me too.
And like with Amazon Prime, Like it's like boop 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 boop. Like you're
That's what
shopping
I'm- that's-
every freaking
that's
other week.
the
Right.
ideal. Like it's so
for me,
easy for
I
you
don't
to
think
do
it'll.
that.
I don't think it'll be good for like your average Joe. You know what I mean? I don't think it'll be the person will be average.
on Amazon.
I'm not your
You're not
average
average
Joe.
Joe?
I'm not your average Joe or Jane. I want to be, but I'm not. You know, but for the people who are, you know, the lower income families and stuff like that, and middle class family, I don't think it's for them.
For help. So if you are like, this is what I watched this little presentation. It's
Yeah.
crazy. I'm gonna show you guys. I want to show you guys eventually, but like, there was this whole little like segment thing. It was like, what would you choose in between? Like if having to go through picking health insurance was like you go through the whole process, Social Security, dependents, stuff like that. But if Amazon was like, you're already a member. We already know who you are. So just put in this information and you get it that day. You get health insurance that day for 3 kids. That day, because they already know what you do. You've been on Amazon. You've been buying kid toys for 3 years. Amazon knows your profile. They know all this, and you buy health insurance that's going to equate to what you would at your traditional job, or even outside of being in the
It's
job.
gonna be more or less.
I'm talking about the numbers are the same. If the numbers are all the same, because at that point, insurances can't raise their rates based off of fucking Amazon insurance because they don't even know what that looks like. You don't know what that looks like. But if it's the same price and the process is so much easier and you still can walk around saying I have health insurance at the same level I have from these other companies, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I can see it definitely being a convenience thing. Like
That's the
like
whole
you said,
point.
if you have this baby that's sitting here crying and you know you need to get them to the doctor, and then like you said, if I can click and some people might not even worry about the cost. You know, I need it and I need it now. Submit. Okay, I have insurance. I can go take my dog and not pay hundreds of dollars at the ER versus pay. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
1000%.
that makes sense. You know,
1000%.
it's
Like
tough.
what would you
That's
do?
tough.
You know,
For
and that-
me, I would be in that situation. Knock on wood, I'm not gonna have 3 kids because I'm just gonna finish with it. That's the y'all hear that? I'm not having 3 kids. However, so I'm not gonna be in that situation. I'm not gonna everything. But if I had 3 kids in that situation, so I really needed to get my child to the doctor, I would submit that button.
Exactly.
You know? Like in a crunch situation, I'm gonna hit submit so I can take my child. Cause naturally, your maternal instinct is gonna kick in. What do? I take care of my kid. That's what I gotta do first. So if people, which that happens every day, right? People are stuck in a rock and a hard place every day. So I can see the
Why a
benefit.
person would, yeah.
Yeah, I can see
1000%.
Amazon capitalizing on this situation. You know, is what.
Do you know it's kind of like when you're going to the car dealership?
Why we didn't think of that?
You know when you're going to
Why
a car
we didn't think of
dealership
that?
and you need car insurance right away
Click on-
because you're buying a new car?
Click on our
And
link
it's a
and
Sunday.
subscribe, and you get free
See?
insurance for the month.
See?
Why we didn't think of that, y'all?
Amazon knows. Amazon knows.
That's what
It's like car
like
insurance.
Amazon. So Tesla is taking over Austin. The city of Austin.
Shout out to Tesla.
Is becoming
Give me a new car.
a metropolitan area at a high level. So the domain area is going to be stretched miles more.
That's
I
crazy.
used to live in that area. I used to live on Metric in a shitty apartment. When I lived there, I remember me renewing my lease. They had told me it's going to be 500 plus more a month.
From 1 year to the next. That's crazy.
So I was like, it's time to go.
Absolutely.
But I already knew what was happening. So you have this $1 million stadium, $1 trillion stadium at this point, and also $1 million players that are going to live in Austin now as pro athletes. And so that whole area is being refined, meshed, turned up. The reason they're remixing I-35 at this point is because how much money is going to be coming on I-35 to go to actual places in North Austin and South Austin and East and the West. That's the whole reason the whole shit's being fucked up.
So that's wild. And not to kind of turn, but I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Just because I know that you are big with soccer. So with the soccer team coming,
Yeah.
so I feel like you have a better visual than me.
Yeah. We'll be there tomorrow.
That's cool. So that it's gonna bring. I want you to give me a visual on how much just this coming to Austin, what that looks like how much money it's gonna bring, how much traffic it's gonna bring. Because I didn't realize
I just
how
know
you're
I'm not
saying.
going to domain
I never thought of it like $1 million. This is $1 million athletes and $1 million people and all the everything that it brings. So what does that look like? Because I don't have any idea.
I mean, shout out to the city of Austin. I think that they did it wrong, but with them building
Not you shouting them out for doing something wrong.
I mean, I love the city's
the way
great.
you said it. Shout out to Austin. They did that wrong.
They did it wrong, right? So, like, when I was living off of Metric for many years, I was paying a certain premium every other month or every other renewal or whatever. There was like 500 plus. They're going to redo. So Austin, I don't know if you guys have been off of Metric at any point, but
not recently, but I did.
Northridge ACC is that's the biggest ACC in Texas.
Okay.
This is the biggest form of ACC that they have. They're empty.
Oh, really?
There's they're all online classes. No one's going to ACC.
Yeah.
Right? It's empty. You know what I mean? So, with the stadium being here, you're literally inbreeding trillions of millionaires because not only the millionaires play soccer,
right?
You have 11,000 millionaires coming to play the game from other cities, and then you also have preseason with the best players in the universe who are coming here to play preseason games. Just get the ball around, and then on top of that, you have where the fuck they gonna go? You think these niggas is going to the domain and walking?
Where they gonna go? Where they gonna go?
What are they gonna do?
I don't know.
Exactly.
Where they gonna
Never
go?
know. They might.
They won't.
They're not going to the domain. Where
They're
they
not.
going?
We go to the domain.
That just means like the domain, like those bars and stuff. They just have to change.
No, that's not what that means. That means millions of dollars. You're not going to Kung Fu if you're a millionaire.
I might. You never know.
You're not going to
How do you know
Kung
I'm not
Fu.
a millionaire?
You're not going to Kung Fu if you're a millionaire. You're not going to the domain if you're a millionaire.
What do other millionaires go in Austin?
Hold on.
That's the whole point. They're building.
They go
Now,
to the
now,
domain.
let me tell you.
We had a.
When I lived in San Antonio, George Hill and some of the Spurs did go into some of the clubs that I was in,
And then
it was basic clubs.
And then George Hill got traded. George Hill got traded in
That's
2014.
not
He
my
got traded for
point.
Kawhi Leonard. He went to the club that you was at. They seen him there. He was like,
There
"There's
was
that
some other
Brittany."
Spurs, too.
Was that
I'm
Brittany?
sure they're not going to 36. They ain't gonna be
But
like
I'm just
that.
saying they could bump shoulders in one of the clubs.
But
Don't
that's
be
a different-
surprised. You might
Hey,
you might
George
see
Hill,
one
me
or
and George Hill
two.
the same height. Yeah, I'm
Well-
saying, if you seen him, you seen him.
I'm just saying George Hill was in the bar, so you might see a couple of soccer players in the bar. They might
No,
slide through.
that's what I'm saying. Like, it's okay for some to go.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
how big a soccer team is? You're looking at 150 players.
That's how many's on the soccer team?
There's 11 v 11. So there's 22
I don't know
players
soccer.
on the field at the same time. They're
Okay.
all 11 professionals. This is not the NBA. This is not NFL. It's 11 v 11. And also, barring the first team 11, you still have 30 other people that are on the team
Okay.
that could be switched out at any point. And you also have managers. You
Okay.
have team managers. You have other team managers. That come,
Yeah.
The first team that's ever going to come here in Austin to play is going to be the women's USA team to play Nigeria.
Oh, that's dope.
June 26th. I have tickets. Let's go, guys. Just kidding. You don't have tickets. I have tickets.
Why you say let's go, guys?
Right? Don't give us false hope.
Right.
Me and Brittany are about to be like,
I got to stand and look through
I
the.
don't have tickets. I'm just talking shit,
anyways,
guys.
Brittany,
I
I'm
want
gonna
tickets.
get us tickets.
I gotta be like one of those kids that stand on the outside of the chain link fence, looking. I'll be looking at people.
No, on top of
that sounds really dope
The
though.
stadium, the stadium
I got some
gift
more
shop.
questions.
There's a whole shop that's open. She's supposed to be here at 3:30. She got here at 5. We're supposed to go, but there's a
So y'all
stadium.
gonna go tomorrow? Oh, okay.
It's gonna be lit. The whole stadium, like, tours open thing. Talk talk. You was like,
I know. I have another question. I have another. So soccer. I'm a basketball player, right? So shout out to basketball players and hoopers, and you know, shout out to us. You know, we do the damn thing. I'm not big on soccer. So let me ask you a question, because you know how, and even I understand being a female basketball player. Sometimes people view female basketball as boring. I'm gonna just put it out there, right? Is it the same for soccer, or is it for you watching female soccer?
for me, no, because the U.S. women's soccer team is the best soccer team in the world.
Oh, okay.
They kill everybody, but they still get paid less.
That's a whole nother topic for a different day,
It's a crazy
right?
topic.
But
I think me and her have
I'm not
this.
surprised.
I just wondered how, I wondered if it was different from sports to sports. If females
No,
still is
'cause
not as quote unquote entertaining because it's a
not,
female.
that's what you think as a woman looking at men trying to judge y'all as far as like
Yes,
entertainment goes.
I
Like,
agree.
That's not the truth. The truth is women's sports got here later.
Okay.
So women's sports have to go through a lot of things
To
that
take
men's
off.
sports did as well. And it's just we're 70 years into this.
That makes sense.
Y'all are like 15, 20.
That makes sense.
It sucks. Like I wish y'all started when the men started, so it was 60 and 60. But men's sports started 60 years ago. Women started
That
15
makes
years
sense.
ago.
That makes sense. And I think that me personally, I don't think that I've ever heard anybody break it down like that. But that makes sense when you just think of two things starting at two totally different times. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Grew up, watching Jordan, and this high, and I watched Jordan, but there was no female basketball players at that time. I was in college, when the WNBA, it wasn't even an option for me,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
1000%.
Yeah, so it makes sense. Like you said, it's just such a time gap. It's a time gap, so it's
And not to say that women don't deserve any and everything a man deserves in the same sport, because I played against women soccer players. They will whoop my ass
Yeah.
at a high level.
Yeah.
It's just the structure
right. That
of
makes
those
perfect
things
sense.
are just so different, and it
makes
sucks
perfect sense.
that is the thing, but it just is what it is.
I think that a lot of people don't acknowledge that. You know what I'm saying? I think sometimes, it just like you said, people, there's certain things that definitely do need to be equal. So I think that
1000%.
people will demand, we need this, we need this, we need this. But then
Now.
when you back up, you're like, okay, but just think about it. Really think about it. If you compare apples to apples, at the stage where you are currently, we were there
60 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years. I was gonna say 20 years ago. So that makes sense. So you're not on an even playing field right now. So it makes sense. And like you said, I don't think that it was ever broken down to me in that way. So I get it. I get where you're coming from. I was just wondering from a male's perspective if you feel like if there's sports that are not as
No,
boring.
I would never sit here and say like the velocity of a sport is different, because once again, I've run track with women,
Yeah.
I played soccer with women, I've
Yeah.
played football with women, I played basketball with women. They can definitely be on the same playing field if they adjust themselves, they put themselves in certain situations.
Right.
I know women who can dunk on me right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm playing hard defense.
I can't dunk on you, but
This
I
just
can
makes me
shoot
think
some
of, like,
threes
the
out this
remember
world.
the
I can
transgender
light your
topic?
ass up with some 3-pointers. Just throwing that out there.
This kind of makes me think of the transgender topic now. Like,
Fuck you up in horse. I will fuck you up in a game of horse or knockout.
She fucked me up with a game of horse. She like, I don't really play swish. I'm like, all right, cool, swish. I'm just like, yo, I'm on my HOR right now. And I'm trying to do some complicated shit. She just like, fuck this, swish, free throw, swish. I'm like, you told me you wasn't Michael. I'm Michael right
She
now.
can play. She's a tennis player. She will fuck you up in some tennis. Don't let her get you. You get her. Get Robin. Get my sister with a tennis ball and a racket. She will light your ass up.
Oh, wow.
I be flying all over the court. I be
that's how I am
trying
with
to.
volleyball. Like volleyball.
We kind of got off with sports.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like women's sports go, like I'm all there for any women's sport, any like level of it. Like I don't think the pay rate is equal for a reason.
That makes sense.
But that's not me saying it shouldn't be the same. It's just the sports, unfortunately, like y'all women couldn't vote at a certain point in time, right? Doesn't mean their vote didn't matter at that moment.
Right.
And the outcomes didn't equal to what they should have. Like it's a whole bunch of fucking politics in the universe.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and that's my thing is I think that there's certain things that I am all about. Like I said, I'm all about women's rights, equal rights, and stuff like that. But then there also has to be some level of education with certain things. Like if you understand the education or the dynamic or the politics behind it, then it just makes a little bit more sense. Like then you can be like, okay, you can give the bros some leeway on that. Because you know what I'm saying? Like
I think those conversations don't happen. Like,
exactly, I agree.
Want to hear.
I agree.
If I said that, if I don't say that, if someone says something to me as far as like athletic endeavors, like I was talking to Robin the other day. I was just like, what do you like? We listened to a whole, I think it was a show, More Than an Athlete, with Brandon Marshall and Chad Ochocinco and some really high level women's soccer stars, and they were just like, we should be paid the same as athletes, men athletes, and I was like, that's the truth, but let's see where that is. Like, what does that make sense? Like, you guys get paid less. Like, so at this point, they definitely said something around the things of being paid $20,000 a year being a pro athlete. What housing paid for? Kind of equals to a G League player in the NBA right now, right? G League players were never that. You know, you're in the NBA, like you're in the NBA, G League, D League, whatever the case may be. But my whole thing is literally just like, just start where you start and make it here. I think that people see the NBA at this high, super level. I keep saying that. And women are like, we should be here too. But that's just not the case per your organization. I mean, you should be there because things should have been right from the beginning.
Do you think that like the economy and the cost of living and the way that things are now, so if you say back up 15 years ago, this is where y'all would have been 15 years ago, but then the economy was in a different place. Cost of living and stuff like that was in a different place 15 years ago too. So is that why it's not?
No, not at all.
You don't feel like
not
that?
At all.
I'm just asking. That's just a question.
No, I agree. I agree with that premise, right? Because you guys are only I'm not talking about.
I'm kind of thinking of it as a way as like minimum wage. Like you can, if you think about minimum wage, 10 years ago, that can't be the minimum wage right now because it costs more to live here now.
I mean, it's different sports because no one's ever been given the minimum wage to play sport, even in the 60s, right? Like, even in the 60s.
I feel like at Sonic, they gave me the minimum wage. I feel like when I worked at Sonic in high school.
I'm talking about sports.
Oh, okay.
Sports, like pro athletes.
Yeah.
So even in the 60s, they got more than minimum wage.
Okay.
Right? Like, they got more money than just traditional stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that shit raised and raised and raised. The ABA, like, the NBA has been a whole entity. The NBA created the WNBA.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, the whole entity started in the 60s, even the 50s, even the 40s.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you have the 40s to 2001 to figure out how to play the players correctly. Okay. Michael Jordan got paid less than he should have been.
Right.
The quote unquote the greatest basketball player in the universe got paid less than he should have.
Absolutely.
I think during the documentary he got the most paid was like $30,000. 30 mil?
Dang.
No, 30 mil. Just
30
kidding.
mil.
Just kidding. 30 mil.
I was about to say
30 mil a year.
But looking at like all the NFL players and all the people what they get paid now, that's low. You know what I mean?
30 mil is still high.
It's still high, but
a year?
I can fuck up a bag.
But the thing is, like, I think that I won't say women. I'll say people in general. Like, the NFL is a whole different entity than the NFL. I mean, the NBA and the NBL. Even playing soccer, like, it's a whole different entity per sport. You know what I'm saying? The richest people in the universe, sports-wise, are baseball players. Second is basketball players. Third is football players. Fourth is soccer players. Actually, fourth is hockey players. Fourth is hockey players. Fifth is soccer players.
Soccer players that far down? I thought soccer players. I thought it was for me. I thought it was baseball, then soccer.
No. Because you're thinking about the overall reach. So it's baseball, football, basketball, hockey, soccer. Is the fifth most profitable sport. You know why? Because I think people think that soccer is super worldwide in the MLS. It's not. It's not. We're probably the fourth league of pure profit. So you have the EPL, which is the English Premier League. You have the Spanish League. You have the French League. You have the Italian League, and then you have us being fourth or fifth at profit. You know what I mean? So that's why bringing this team here in the U.S., being Austin FC, we get to see all those teams from the higher tiers here for preseason.
So, have you already checked the prices on season passes and stuff like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how much that costs? I'm interested.
So I actually tried to work there, but they're only offering preseason part-time jobs at the moment because the stadium's not open.
Oh, you didn't take that?
I don't want a part-time job. I want to be a part of it, and I want to be able to build equity inside the building as well, and also being able to work. In
sometimes you don't feel like that.
Not part-time. No, I want to be a part of it because the company that owns the stadium is called Levi. So Levi is a service that provides servers, cooks, retail people, all those stuff. They also own the Staples Centers too. So they just outsource jobs per the city that they're in. So we've just become a city that can be outsourced for slight jobs.
Yeah.
Which means, once again, everything's going to raise in price. We become a city. The Austin's become a city of outsourcing.
So they're not going to
hire local people.
I was going to say full time. No, not at all.
No. That's not going to work. I've trust me. I've definitely looked in deep into it, into the process. That's why I want to go there tomorrow just to see is that really what it is. Ask the employees that's how y'all moving. That's what y'all doing, and it's going to be yes. It's only part time. Even in Staples Center, it's only a part time job. It's only a part time. But even in LA and Colorado and all different states and different huge arenas that they're involved with, it only is going to be part-time, and people are okay with that because it costs so much to live in those areas. So part-time means amazing to them.
Just don't shut down all your options, because sometimes a lot of networking things can happen through networking.
No, I'm going to be there.
Okay,
I'm going to be a part of the motion. Trust me, I've been waiting for a long time to even get in the door there. So
just want to encourage you, to weigh all your options because
I'm not done on the stadium. Trust me, I've been wanting to be a part of the stadium for years. I've been waiting for this since I was a freshman in high school.
That's dope. I'm interested in actually going out and going to some games, possibly check out some season tickets and just enjoy it.
Even if you don't, I think that
I definitely will think I will enjoy it. I love sports.
Have you been to NBA games?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what what's the super you're high up there? I can't even think of the name.
You talking about
the nosebleed stuff?
Have I done that?
Office?
No, I'm saying the nosebleed stuff.
Oh.
How much have you ever been a part of that? Where you're really really up there in the stadium type stuff?
I've done all different.
So when it comes to the stadium itself, it's built to where no matter where you sit, it's great. So most you're gonna pay for a ticket is gonna be $40 if you want to be up there.
Okay.
But the field is, it's situated to being 3 times the size of a football field.
Okay. So
you're gonna be able to see. That's what I'm about. I really just want to be in a space to watch the game. And there's actual apartments that I'm trying to find some friends with, but there's apartments all around the shits, and that shit's gonna be loud as hell. It's gonna be crazy.
Ooh.
I'm advocating for this team.
So when is the first game?
So the first game that's in the stadium, I think, is June 26th or 25th.
And that's the tickets that
May
that's
something.
The game that you got tickets for you and Robert for, and not for me and Raven.
No, I'm gonna go. I told you I was just kidding.
The shade.
I definitely told you I was just playing.
I'm getting us tickets, whatever. We might be in the nose.
I just had to throw that out there.
We might be in the nosebleeds, but
the
we'll be
game that
there.
you got
We'll see y'all there.
right?
We'll see y'all there.
We'll be there.
I want to go. It's gonna.
I do wanna go, too.
It's going to be the first women's professional soccer team game
Who
in
we supposed to go for?
the USA. It's USA versus Nigeria.
I fuck with Nigeria too, though.
But are you American?
Just kidding.
You might see. You might. But
I just might. I'm just gonna go have a good time, you know.
But the thing is, it's rough right now because of the pandemic. So they're doing like tickets per person, like not tickets, but like you have to buy a raffle if you pay. It's kind of like shoe raffles right now.
Oh, really? I don't even know how to do those.
Yeah,
I don't
so
ever
you-
do
you
shoe
pay-
raffles because I don't.
You pay whatever, and then they give you an email like you made it, so you get the shoe or you don't get the shoe. Here's your
Yeah.
money back. It's the same thing right now. It sucks
Why are they doing that?
because it's the pandemic and everyone wants to watch a fucking soccer pro team in their city.
In Austin, yeah. And everything that's new, people flock to it.
It
so that
sucks.
makes sense.
It super sucks because I've been waiting for this since I was a fucking
So we
freshman
need
in
to
high
do our
school.
raffle we need to sign up quick.
It's already done. Like I tried.
Oh,
So the
it's
first
done?
game, like the actual game, I think it's us versus some whatever team. That's already done.
Okay.
But the women's national team of soccer for the USA,
Mm-hmm.
their first qualifier for the Women's World Cup is going to be in Austin. They haven't released dates yet.
So we missed the Nigeria shit.
No, that's the time that's
That's
still
the first
available.
one?
They haven't yet.
phone's dead.
They
Okay, I
haven't
need to
yet
look at
I want to go.
Okay.
The tickets aren't available yet.
So let's team building.
We should.
Team building?
It seems to
with the
come out.
shits? It's-
I've been to a soccer game, but it's never been like a.
I've never been to a
It's
professional.
never been like a professional one, but their games are fun.
I don't think I've ever been to any soccer game. High
Ever?
school,
They're always
anything.
I used to have a whole row. I used to have a whole row of
Really?
people when I was playing soccer back then. I played in college too.
Oh, okay.
See,
That's dope. No, I don't know
know.
nothing about soccer. Like, but I'm. Is soccer long?
You looking at
Is it
an
like-
hour 30 minutes?
Oh, that's not long. It's not like baseball long.
Oh no, baseball sucks.
Never again will I go to a
That
baseball
shit is
game.
long as
But I
fuck.
think-
Again, will I go to a
can-
baseball
you
game
can-
I've had
during the
fun.
day?
I've been like the Round Rock Express games,
You can
and I've had a
experience
good
a whole
time.
life and come back and the game's still going.
Still
Like,
on.
you can leave and come back and be like, I'm 20 years older. First
is
round.
We're at the top of the sixth.
We're at the top of the 6 of the hour. We did 6 of these hours.
We did 6 of these hours. No, but I had a good time.
You had your best time not watching baseball.
Right,
probably.
you're not watching it. You're doing all the other stuff. You're going to this. I went to a whole. Didn't I have a pool over there? Round Rock Express.
That's a semi-pro team.
Yeah.
Imagine a pro team.
Right.
I know you've been around the G League team, the Austin Spurs.
I have.
How many games you watch?
I've been to quite a few. Hung out with some of the players afterwards. Yeah. Woo! That was back before they were the Spurs. They were the Austin Toros.
Oh, the Toros.
They were the Toros back when I was
in the
kicking it
cut
with
too.
it.
I was up before the HEB Center was called the HEB Center.
Yeah, I was
City
in the
Park Center.
cut. Shout out to one of the players. I used to kick it with. I'm gonna leave him alone. He got a whole family now.
Did he make the NBA?
He practice squad.
Okay. Practice hard for the G League?
No, practice squad
Okay.
for the NBA.
Hey.
For the New Orleans Hornets.
That's old. Is that the Hornets?
The Hornets. Practice squad. Shout out to.
The
Good time.
Shout out
Pelicans
for
now. The Pelicans
I
now.
know. Old school. But anyway, yeah, so I went to some G League games. I've seen, of course, the Spurs when I lived in San Antonio. I went to.
Did you like the Spurs Stadium? Where were you? Because the dip is crazy for me. Like the
I've
way
been in different places of it. I've been high. I've been towards the middle. Yeah, it is that dip
that
is
dip
crazy.
is so scary.
It is scary. I ain't like it.
I didn't like it either. Like I was in the middle half and I was like, go to the bathroom, but I was
So
like,
let me tell you, the dopest arena, of course, was Madison Square Garden.
I've never been there. I want to go there.
It was amazing experience. It was back when Shaq played for Phoenix with
Oh,
Steve Nash.
Oh, wow.
Are you 48 or 37?
I told y'all I'm old. I'm 37. I told y'all I'm old.
09? 08?
Yeah, it was back in the day. Yeah. It was a good experience. That was really dope. Really dope. And I've seen the Atlanta Hawks play when I'm gone to Atlanta. I think those are the
You gotta go to Oklahoma.
we saw Oklahoma when in the playoffs. So the playoffs was by far the best basketball game I've ever been to. The energy is so much
Energy's
higher.
nasty.
It's so man.
You see it in the atmosphere type
yeah.
shit.
So we went and saw Oklahoma play Houston when they played.
What year?
Ooh.
I can talk shit one year. I can't talk shit the other year. So you have to like.
It was the year they won. I don't remember.
Houston won?
No. Oklahoma won.
Whoop that ass?
Yeah, they won the game.
13, 14?
I don't remember.
It feels like 13, 14 because we whooped that nigga's ass.
And I don't have my phone. It was a good game. But the energy, so like I was like, I only want to go to playoff games now. Like it was
it's
so
nasty.
live.
It feel like you really want to get out there and whoop someone's ass.
Like I feel like throw the ball, pass it to me.
Like,
pass
let
it
me
to
take
me.
a shot.
Like,
Yeah, for sure.
Like
The
that's
playoff
how you
basketball is
feel.
different.
Like yes, it's
Atmosphere
so
is different.
different.
It's so different.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. So I'm interested. So the only thing that I haven't been to a soccer game. I haven't been to a professional NFL game. Those are two things that I want to go to. I want to go to a live NFL game.
I almost went to Jerry's World in Arlington. I almost went there because that's the first when it opened. They opened it for soccer play.
Oh, okay.
But I almost went and I just didn't end up going. But like the Cowboy Stadium I heard is super out of there.
So
nice.
I've heard it too. You've been?
I've been there because we had, whenever I was in school, we did like a marketing event. So we went there and we met all like the marketing team for the the Cowboys. But their stadium is really, really, really
I've heard
nice.
that. I've heard just going to experience that is dope.
So we just went to, we got to see the Cowboy, like the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders locker room. And then we also went to their actual stadium. It was really nice.
Cool. So we got
almost made me be a Cowboys fan.
Calvin, you're gonna have to be on top of that. Like, just keeping an eye out for when the tickets come out.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
then we can all get our tickets.
On top of that.
Okay, you're doing that anyway.
Yeah.
So now just pass the message on when the tickets come out.
I've been literally waiting, but like the way it's set up, it's really like a ticketed system. Like it doesn't even. It's annoying me because like. There's a whole group of like people from Austin that go to every game away because the season started already.
Oh, okay.
So every game that's happened has been 3 away, but there's a team of Austin people who keep going to them, and I'm like, damn, that's me. Like I want to go too. The fuck?
You want to be a part of the group?
I want to be a part of the group. I promise you're not gonna see people with jerseys black. You're not gonna see black people with the jerseys until about a month later. Because we like to take part of everything.
I'm gonna go get me a jersey.
Go get you one.
I'm gonna go get me a jersey. Give me a little shirt.
I need to trade out the jersey that I have.
I'm gonna be ready. Yeah, keep us informed. That's gonna be our team building event. June, right?
June 20. You said June something.
I said whenever. I'm not gonna tell you your dates no more.
Yeah, don't tell me. Just send it in the group message because I can't.
Oh, I wanted to talk about him. Did y'all hear about that?
What?
The UT player that was found dead?
I was gonna go to something positive as hell, but go ahead, girl.
Hit the back button. Hit the back button real quick.
I don't want to. Let me start from another
okay.
tab.
Just go to
Go to dead. What?
No, I didn't say dead. It just popped up. So you can put UT player, UT football player, and it'll pop up. Maybe found. Yeah. I heard about that on the way here. I don't know if you know, Jake. He went to school in Westlake. He's a sophomore.
Where's my glasses? Oh.
I heard that on the way here. I forgot about that. They don't know. They said it didn't look like foul play, but he was found off campus. He's a sophomore.
That's crazy.
I think him and his brother both play together. Jake and Sam. They both play on UT football together. And then apparently their family has suffered a lot, like a couple of years ago, and they're from Westlake. Their father passed away at the age of, I want to say he was 48 or something like that. 48? He was young. They don't know what happened yet. Or they didn't know what happened at like 5 when I watched the news. But condolences to their family. I don't know what happened. It's tough. Yeah, so young. So young. It's sad. Okay, we can fast forward back.
Fast forward back.
Yeah.
We was already here.
Fast forward back. So the next game is
What's the store at? The store looks lit. I'm so excited to be there. Like I
don't even know what the stadium is.
on for Burn It. It's across the street from the Domain.
It's like right
Like
by the
diagonal.
McDonald's.
It's by the Domain.
There's a McDonald's.
I done been to
there's
the
a
Domain
Wiener
twice.
There's a Wiener Schnitzel.
It is right up the
It's
street.
like right there, and they
You can see it off of the.
past the railroad tracks.
Mhm.
Burn It. If you go past that Wendy's, keep going, right.
Wendy's
On
on the
Breaker.
corner.
right on.
Breaker?
If you go on Breaker, right past that Wendy's, keep going. You keep going down.
Go
The
straight.
stadium's on the left hand side.
Oh, I
Have you ever
haven't
seen
gone
that?
over
You
there.
ever seen that Indeed sign? That big building that's on the corner of
Nobody
the
seen
Domain.
that.
It's a big ass sign. What are you
I
talking about?
know, but they just built that.
That sign's been there longer than the stadium's been there.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not trying to.
I'm
say
gonna have to
that.
go look for it.
You gonna see it? What you talking about? I'm gonna go look for it.
I done been to brunch 2 Sundays in a row. I ain't seen it.
You didn't look for
I
it.
went to the park.
Which way did you go? Did you come off to the left and then got into the Domain, or did you come off of like Burn It, Breaker area?
I
No,
exit-
from where you were coming from. You
I was
definitely
coming
go
from
that way.
Georgetown
Yeah, you didn't come off that way. You came off the probably like 183 area to like
and exited. What is that? Breaker. Exited Breaker and make a left. I didn't go down to.
Duval
I didn't go down to Mopac. So did I not go far enough?
at all.
Oh, okay. That's why I didn't see it.
It's
But I'm
called
like,
the
I didn't see
Q2
it.
Stadium 2.
That'll be fun. So is it free entry to go in and just look at the?
So the store is open now. So they have a 2-story store that's on like the north end.
Can y'all give me a shirt when y'all go?
I mean, you can get a shirt from anywhere now. You
But I
can go
want
to-
it from the
We
store.
want it. We want it from there.
but you can go, but they're more expensive here.
Just kidding. I
We
just
know.
kidding.
You
We
can
want
only
it
go
from
to
there.
I want to say Q2 on the tag.
So Breaker, North, Burn It. What's the Domain at? If
Domain is where
I-
Burn It Road is past
I
it.
am
Burn It.
so terrible with
Keep going past Burn It Road.
this with
No, go the other way. Keep going the other way.
that's the opposite
That's-
direction.
The Domain is over there.
Oh, I see Top Golf.
See, Kramer apartment goes.
Oh
into
yeah, I
the-
definitely. Go
This is the reverse.
But I didn't go far enough because I see Top Golf up there.
Because Domain is right there across from.
This is the reverse
See,
idea.
there it is.
So
the Domain
this
Just
is
say
on this is
Domain.
on the actual left. Like Topgolf is on the opposite side.
of the Domain.
Like
yeah.
where you come in, this is probably the way you come in is where
Right.
Topgolf is.
Yeah.
Keep going, and then you have the stadium
Okay, I didn't go far enough.
where Break and Burn It.
I didn't even know K1 Speed was over there.
It used to be.
Oh, it's not there no more.
No,
Oh, okay. It closed down. It didn't make it from the pandemic or what?
it didn't make it. I don't know why it's still here. It never made it
Before the pandemic?
before it.
Oh, okay.
K1 Speed, even off.
Is it trash?
No, there used to be one. There's a salt factory now.
There's so much in Austin I need to see.
It's crazy. You never seen this stuff.
I don't go that far. I go to my destination and go home.
Metric.
I used to work out. I had a trainer that used to train us
But
off
this is
Metric.
the stadium. It's almost done. It's not done yet, but this is what it looks like.
Dope.
When it snowed,
Nice.
but they have a whole part that's open. It's like this is Burning Road right now.
So when will the stadium be done?
June something. Like I think I don't think the stadium's gonna be done for a while, but I think it's like soon. Like if not this month, the next month. Yeah, the U.S. Women's National Team's gonna be there really soon. It's called the Q2 Stadium.
That's dope. Shout out to Austin, even though they did it the wrong way.
They definitely did it the wrong way.
Shout out to Austin. Dope things coming. The only thing that I hate to turn things so serious. I hate to do that to y'all every time. But I hate that because so much money is coming in, it forces other middle class, lower class
And
out.
this is the last place it happened, though. Like, as far as Austin goes, like, actually living in Austin because of, like, because honestly, I would have stayed in that area if the shit was going to be regular, but a lot of those homes being bought out, stuff like that, in that whole area because people are bringing so much money in.
Yeah.
But you have to understand, South by Southwest is the same thing for that whole downtown area. So the same thing that does is what the stadium's going to do for this half of the city, and then you're going to see the South. I don't think people really know or fuck with the South. What's South Austin? They don't really know what it looks like.
We ain't out there.
We don't go south, but like I grew up there. Like I grew up in the South Austin and stuff like that. Like we was there a couple days ago, and she was like, I never knew there was just this Hispanic. Like I just didn't know, and I'm just like, this is what it is. This is what it's always looked like. This is going to look like, and it's not only us that are pushing out. They're pushing out people that also of color who are Hispanic. It sucks, but it is what it is, and we should want the gentrification. We should want that, but we should not also want people to be pushed out of their homes. Gentrification does not mean you're pushed out of your home. Gentrification means that new infrastructure is brought in place. People do it wrong. You can do the right thing, but do it wrong.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
I dig that. So we need the rebuilding. We need
We
the
need
new
it to look
things.
better, yes.
because
And you want to feel better.
if you think about it, I mean, I'm black. I can relate to the hood stuff, but how many times do we be like, we not trying to go to the hood? You know, like, so we want it to be better.
We want it to look exactly how we want it to, but we want to make sure we invest enough money into people who are already there, who've already created it.
Right.
So turn the traditional hood spot into the nice spot.
So let me ask you a question. So I feel like this could be a whole nother topic. This could be a part 2 next week or something like that. Because I feel like, do you think other people, non-people of color, feel like they can't make things better in the hood because not as much money is going to be? Like, I feel like everything always is brought back down to the almighty dollar, right? Because if you fix up the hood, you give all these black people these nice things, it's still not going to bring the money that
black people are the money. You're right. So where we are is where the money is. But the thing is that we invite and we control so much of the negativity as well. Because black people control the negativity. You can be in a party and be like, yo, don't bring such and such. Don't bring that energy over here. Let's just be us type shit. You have the ability to do that. Regardless of what you fucking want to say about black people and how bad we are in such situations, stuff like that. Black people know where to not be.
Absolutely.
Black people know where they don't want certain people to be. there's a place for everything in the universe,
right.
and sometimes it's not where we need to be in bulk. You know.
So, just like you said, black people are the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we gon' be dripped out in the Gucci
Mm-hmm.
and the Prada and the Louis or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So what if you put those things right in smack of a black community? Do you think it would, rise, or do you think it would be?
No.
Like-
I think that black people are so obsessed with getting out of being in the black environment. So Gucci and Louis and stuff like that, that's an out.
Okay.
But if we create that kind of standard, not standard cost wise as far as Louis and Gucci goes, but if we could create that kind of atmosphere, so that when I was growing up, I know we probably grew up in different like time frames and
Yeah, yeah.
atmospheres, right? When I was growing up, 6th Street was the Ratchets, Domain was for the Get Rights.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's just how I grew up. You know what I'm saying? Like
the man wasn't even around when I was in my time frame. Remember,
that's what I'm saying. Like there was
82.
some outlets, so like everyone had to be in the same space when it
Yeah.
comes to downtown. Now it's like if you're an adult, you're on your shit, you go to the Domain.
Yeah.
Why go downtown? Why go there? We're not from there. Most people aren't
We
from
don't
there.
go to dirty. We do not fuck with dirty. Raven,
You know
do you
what I'm
fuck with
saying?
dirty?
I fuck with a lot of things.
But why
Dirty,
go
West
there?
6, everything. It's just because I have a lot of friends that were one
You
in
always
the.
say it's your friends that
No. I
provide
just
you
have
that
a
atmosphere.
no. It's not even that. I just have a lot of friends that are bartenders down there
Hmm.
who made the transition to go back to dirty because there's a lot of people who are younger
It's
that
money.
they're still moving down there. But I go everywhere. Like I used to go to the Domain before COVID, so it was just Domain, and I was like, I'm never going downtown. I know what downtown brings. I know what Dirty Six is. Like I've
That's what
been
I'm
there,
saying.
You know
done
where
that.
I like
But
to go?
now I'm just like Dirty Six. What's up? And plus, it has all the after hour spots. So, what?
I'm too old to be after hour or anything.
You know where I like to go?
I'm older. I'm
That's what I'm saying. I'm too old now.
stop.
Out of town, out of Austin. That's where I like to go.
I like to be out of the city.
I would rather go somewhere else than to go out anywhere down here.
It was the craziest feeling I ever had, like as far as like the pandemic time goes, the year goes. Like I remember going to like getting out of Austin and passing downtown. I was like, I haven't been past downtown in like 10
right.
months. The fuck?
Yes, I agree. I 100.
Even when I went to 5th Street, I was just like, I haven't been to 5th Street in 6 years, and it's a Whole Foods and a Target.
Oh yeah.
I was
We were
just
supposed to come back to
confused.
that.
I was
went
so
to that
confused.
Target. I went to that Target. I bought a shirt out of that Target.
We almost bought a shirt for the Target. I was like, they just had my size. Was it in the capsule?
No.
Okay.
I got a Tupac. I got a Tupac shirt. I bought a Tupac shirt out of just because I don't remember what I had on, but I was like, I'm gonna change out of this if we walking around down here. So I just got a little Tupac shirt, right? It was me and my sister and my son and my niece. So my son's 16, my niece is 17.
You went down. You went there
Yes.
It was like a
after.
Yes. It was after a couple weeks after.
I'm looking at you, shady, yo. You ain't telling me you went down. You went to a spot.
Do you want to go?
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
So let me tell you the funny part. We went thrifting, and then on the way back, because we went by a thrift store over there, and I was like, let's ride through. So we rode through, and then I saw the Target, and I was like, what the hell is this? We finna park and get out. So that's how that happened. It wasn't a plan to go down there. So she's off the hook. It wasn't a whole plan.
Same. It was not a plan. It just was down.
So I threw on this shirt, right? Because we had been out thrifting all day, and then they had got hungry. So I was like, let's go find somewhere to eat right over here. And then we were walking, and then there was a homeless guy that walked by, and my son was like, he got on your shirt. I was like, oh, he blasted me. I was like, I'm gonna take this shirt off. He was
Cold
like,
world.
y'all got on the same shirt. I was like,
Cold
bruh. It was funny though. It was funny. Teenagers are funny. I had to give him his props because he straight called me out.
The cold world.
Yeah. But yeah. Team building. We'll be at a game. We'll have to do that. That'll be fun.
We should go to a game. I wish if the pandemic never happened, I would have been in mad NBA games. Would have been in mad G League games. whatever the case may be. Like I would have been everywhere. But if they open the Q2 Stadium, I think the store is called Verde something. It's like something Verde.
I feel like as things begin to open back up, we can slowly make our way out to these things. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I definitely want to experience I still want to experience the NFL game. You know, we can go for the first 2 innings of a baseball game. The top and the bottom of the first and the top and the bottom of the second, then we can dip.
I can't even think of the name. That's crazy. But they have a whole store. It's 2 stories. I think they're doing tours right now at the stadium that are for free.
Oh, cool.
Something I'm definitely going to go to tomorrow.
Shout out to y'all. I'm going to be at work. Slaving for the man.
But I think the tours are for free. But like, it's just, I'm so excited to have this.
I'm
like,
excited for you guys because I know you're passionate about soccer.
I've been waiting. I've been advocating. I've been in meetings before this bullshit happened. Like,
yeah,
I've been there. I've been waiting for this shit to happen eventually. Like, literally, me being a soccer player in high school and in college, it's like, yo, like we gotta have our own pro sports team ever.
Were y'all any good?
Which in college or high school?
Both of them.
Oh, in high school we was trash.
Oh, okay.
In college I was trash.
Why you ask which one? If y'all were both trash or both?
It was different reasons for being trash.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to you for being an athlete anyway. Doing
I
the
had
damn
knee
thing.
surgery. This is not just a joke, guys. I had knee surgery in my freshman year of college.
Aww.
They opened my whole knee up. If I had shorts on, you would see the scars.
Oh, dang, Calvin.
It's tough.
Is that sensitive for you?
What?
Talking about
No, I played for junior college. I played for Tyler Junior College. Tyler Junior College.
But
oh, I'm sorry. What? You talking shit?
no. Is it sensitive? Because I know some athletes, like once they kind of things change for them, like having surgery, not even be able to play to your fullest potential, like it affects you differently. You know what I mean?
I'm hurt right now.
Yeah. Like, no,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I don't
I hate when you do that because I can't tell if you're serious or not. I
don't care.
It doesn't bother you, like an emotional attachment. Like
No.
fuck. Like
I'm way greater than I could have been playing the sport.
Okay. You didn't feel like you was gonna take off. You was gonna be playing in this league.
No, I was gonna be that guy.
You weren't gonna be that guy.
I was gonna be the guy on the bench, come off the bench.
But you still could have got a ring.
Work, you know what I'm saying?
You still could have got a ring.
Funny thing is, soccer players don't get rings.
Oh, they don't.
No,
What
we
they
get
get?
medals.
Oh, you could have got a medal. Do you have medals?
I don't have any professional medals. You're making it hurt more than it hurt
the question.
prior to.
Look,
you telling me.
This is part of being an athlete. You get asked some of the tough questions.
Did you get a ring? No, I'm cool with a ring. Did you get a medal?
No, I ain't
Jesus
got no
Christ.
medal. Did you get a ribbon? Did you get a ribbon during field day? Did you get a ribbon, Calvin? Did you get one of the blue and red ribbons?
Not the night.
This is the Can We Talk podcast.
I'm done.
I'm trying to leave with you getting something. Everybody got a ribbon. You got a ribbon for showing up.
Yeah, I put in work when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I was
He got a T-shirt. Okay.
I was a B athlete. I was a B athlete. Yeah, definitely a B athlete.
Good job. Good job. Again, I
Just
can't
for
wait
being
to
their
go.
athlete looking ass.
Being their athlete. That's funny.
How do y'all feel about episode 7? Like, how do y'all personally feel? What are y'all thoughts? This is the end of the bullshit. A lot of talking, a lot of ups and downs. I think me and Brittany were gonna fight at some point. I don't know, but like, what do you guys think?
I'm definitely gonna search into the Amazon insurance.
Calvin, so we was getting a little heated. I think though it comes from a place of we all have passions. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times it comes from a place of, you know, you're passionate about what you're saying, about what you're feeling. I'm passionate about what I'm saying, what I'm feeling. Sometimes in the moment we're gonna disagree. It may get heated in the moment, but it's still, you know, we can circle back. Like I feel like it's never a place of we're gonna end this and it, you know, it's not it's kind of like a marriage, but not a marriage, you know. Like I was always taught never go to sleep angry. You know, so
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's how I was always taught. This old school shit. Yeah, I'm 83, like Calvin said. I act like I'm 83 years old. But so but I do like how we circle. Calvin bringing it back up, which is good. You know, so we can circle back. It's not anything bad.
There's the,
How do you feel about the 7th episode?
It's not anything bad. It's no. I know, right? He knew exactly what he was doing with that. How y'all feel? We're gonna fight
Like this.
Yeah. No,
I just want to, in my mind, like I just want to take everything and I want to make sure that everyone's comfortable. Like we're
Yes.
7 episodes in this. This is a month. There's almost 2 months.
Right.
Next episode is 2 months and us doing this consistently.
Yeah.
This is the longest thing we've like as far as the podcast goes. I know me and Raven done. We've done things like every once in a week, or they'd be like, "Yo, Cal," like no. I'll be like, "Yo, Ray," no. Like it's not gonna happen this week. It's not gonna. We're not gonna move that way.
Yeah. So I feel like as far as us having disagreements, like I think about it as far as like listening to other long running radio stations and people, like if you even think of the Breakfast Club, like I used to listen to the Breakfast Club faithfully every single day for about 3 or 4 years. There were times where they were getting on DJ Envy's ass and he was in his feelings or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So it's always it's not always perfect,
I mean, it's not gonna be that.
It's not gonna be,
it's never gonna be that,
yeah,
honestly.
so I think there was a moment, but I don't think it's anything that we can't recover from, or again,
episode by episode.
Yeah,
That's like an episode by episode.
and there's no animosity. I mean,
Zero. I
still
could care less what you say. Just kidding.
yeah.
I mean, I don't care, but okay.
You care because you care about me, so you care what I have to say. I care about what you have to say. In that moment, it was just a little passion going on, but we good. It's all love. We still gonna
Raven's
be
the
back.
mediator.
Raven was finna go. Did y'all hear her? She said, "I think my Uber's here." I heard you trying to slide that in. Raven was about to dip. She thought there was gonna be some.
Still here. He's still over. He texted me. He said, "Ma'am,
I'm outside right
I'm
now.
about to go because I hear y'all."
Raven said, "My Uber's here." I heard you slide that in. Me and Calvin was still on our shit at the moment, so we was not trying to hear nothing what Raven had to say. We were gonna fuck about that Uber or what's outside. We was heated.
I was thinking about sushi.
Yeah.
Really.
No, it's good.
really want some
And we're always ourselves.
Kinda late.
We're always ourselves. We're always genuine. We're always
And everyone should
passionate.
be themselves as well.
Yeah,
Like, there should be no point where you feel like anyone's overshadowing anything.
Yeah.
Especially in these moments. That's why I wanted to say it's 7 episodes. Like we've done this 7 times at this point consistently.
Yeah.
The course is gonna be conversations where it's been tough, even off air too.
Yeah.
I want to let you guys all know, like you can talk to me, you can tell me.
Yeah.
Certain situations, regardless if it's personal or not,
Yeah.
whatever the case may be. Like I just want to let you guys know, like this is a team. Like we're 7
Absolutely.
episodes in. Let's see what happens in episode 14.
I feel like
say 14.
I feel like
7 to
episode
14.
You mean episode 114. Okay? Because I feel like we're just like Raven said.
You know what? Let's just shoot for 314. Why are we doing that?
Why we shooting low? No, but because I feel like Raven said at the beginning, like, it feels right. So even in the heated conversation, I still feel like the dynamic, us three, us feeding off each other, us bouncing different, thoughts, opinions, it still feels right, even in those moments where we may
for
not
sure.
always have the same agreement on certain things. So it still feels good.
And that's what it's about.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
So it was good. Normally, I'm gonna let y'all. Normally, I have a positive quote, but my phone's dead, y'all. So I just want to say, on a positive note, again, I think also what fed into everything. It's been an up week. I think our conversation today has
Energy.
kind of defined the up and down week that we've all had. So I just want to encourage everybody more than anything. The positive. I don't have an exact quote, but just encourage everybody to keep going, keep pushing. Some days are going to be harder than others. Keep swimming.
Just keep swimming.
Just keep going. Some days are going to be harder than others. Sometimes you're going to have, difficult days emotionally, mentally, physically. Robin and Raven didn't want to get out the bed today. Some days you got to get up. Just get up. Okay? Just get up. So I just want to encourage everybody. Just, keep pushing. The sun comes after the rain.
What's that quote
I
where
mean,
it's
the
like-
rain.
where's
The
that
rainbow
quote?
comes after the
What is
rain.
it?
Whatever. That shit bullshit. Whatever.
something. I don't even know what it is.
Not something. That quote. That's something.
No. It's
Talking to the
I'm
mic.
trying to think of it.
Into the mic. Lower your mouth. I don't know. There you go.
I gotta think of it. I can't think of it. It's something about. I don't know. Let's go.
Just keep going. Anybody else have any final words to end episode?
I mean, I
7?
enjoyed myself.
Give me,
But keep
Lord, give me
going.
the.
I can't enjoy
give me
myself
the
if you have
courage,
something else.
the strength to change things that I cannot change, and the courage to accept the things that I cannot. Something.
The things that I can. The serenity prayer.
Yeah. Yes. That. Use that as your quote.
Yes.
Love that.
I don't know. I don't have it memorized, but yes.
Either.
But yeah, I'll read it next time.
Yeah.
I mean, the conversation is always going to happen. I like to think of myself as a steady, strong, stilled man as far as my conversation go, and I hope that you guys all, equal yourself as the same as far as being a woman.
I do.
Yeah.
As a man.
Not as a man, but
No,
as your own
Although you
individuals.
called me a nigga a couple times on the episode today.
Listen,
you were
I have
like,
nigga
you sound like a
tendencies.
nigga. You think like a nigga. Sometimes you got to.
We have
you know?
to these days. Honestly. I have nigga
But yes,
tendencies.
yes, you do. You do.
I mean, I hope everyone has that same energy, and I
Yeah.
think that like creating a podcast is more difficult than people really actually understand.
Absolutely.
Even being 7 episodes in, I think that there's been some ups and downs and some ways that it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I want to encourage anyone who wants to create a podcast or anyone who has the idea of doing that. Make sure that you're secure in what you're doing, because if you're not, you can lose sight of everything you're trying to create.
Yeah.
And it can look really different than what this looks like.
Yeah.
You
That
know?
sounds good. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's been a whole different amount of situations as far as conversations goes with previous co-hosts and co-hosts now and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Just be secure in what you feel,
Yeah.
and that's what's going to make a great episode of a podcast. Hearing from you, Brittany, hearing from you, Raven, as well. This is the Can We Talk podcast. My name is Calvin, aka Chef Cal. I have Raven Brown.
AKA Raven will eat Chef Cal's food all the time.
And Brittany Hill.
All right, guys. Signing off.
Bye.
Bye. See y'all next time.
Listen to
All
y'all
right.
next week.
Y'all hear us next week.